Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Data Anomaly Hunter's Scar, Season 1, Episode 8, The Price of Justice. This is our Digimon tabletop RPG campaign being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. It is available in open playtest on our Discord or over at itch.io, so do check it out, let us know what you think, and enjoy. But for now, we'll go ahead and get started with introductions. The one more thing to note, we do have Conrad here doing art this evening. But we'll turn it over now to Zerda.
Hi, I'm Zoda the Fox, and I am the storyteller, and we're gonna have a good session today. I'm happy to see everyone. Over to you, Arcus.
Hey, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Arcus, the electric basic Harrisman, who is very hyperactive. Onto the Asher.
I'm Razim, and I'm playing as Asher, the Labramon, God of Death, Lord of Evil, and General Overlord of all. Off to the minion.
Hello y'all, I'm IDDoThings, or Ido if you prefer, and I'll be playing Haboku, the Necrotic Fire Lugamon, and minion of Asher, and eternally he confused. Is on to the chase.
Hello, I'm Drunk Dragonair, and I'll be playing Jace, the Black Illumin X, who is the father of Asher, also Shadow and Mythic type. And wondering where all these kids came from. Go ahead, Kotora.
Hello everybody, I'm Raharu and I'll be playing Kotora, the Mythic Fire type Gabumon. And you're just wondering what's going to happen this session, because last session we left on quite the cliffhanger. On to you, Tal.
Hello, I'm Taldiris, and I will be playing Riv, the Mythic Water type Vorvamon. Really, everything will go perfectly fine.
Indeed.
A generous bestowal.
Right on time.
Tipped $10. Traditional justice.
Thank you for that tip, Gimund. I'll hold off on announcing where we're at and for when people are actually done with that. Go ahead with the recap there, Haboku.
Oh,
So-
I'm never quite so comfortable as when I'm at least.
Oh,
6 feet
thank you
under.
for that purchase,
Tokeme
Toshime.
has purchased 10 tabletop cards
Oh.
packs.
I actually have my
So-
own thing I'm doing today.
A generous bestowal.
Thank you for the tip,
$15.
Raijin.
Duke.
Why did it do it in different tones?
I don't know.
A generous bestowal.
IDDoThings tipped $10. Tradition from the minion.
Thank you for the tip there, Ido.
Okay. So continuing off of last session, and I believe we started out with first Riv of reconvening with the party after gathering his headlamp, and the party then and pursuing the scent and of what is believed to be a Rigiri's killer, which led them to a secret tunnel near the plant, and that the party had followed. Partway through said tunnel, we encountered a box that had been empty. From what it looks like whatever was in it had been retrieved by the killer, supposedly, or other point before then. Not entirely sure. But the party continued their hot pursuit from there, up until they reached Sashen, where the uh, uh, following and kind of reached a whole halt because Rigiri is dumping chemicals outside the hotel or and where he'd been staying, and kind of made it next to impossible for Haboku to follow his scent. With very little to go off of, the party decided to investigate Rigiri's room to see if they can and find anything, or if it was as messed with at all, given the a lot of the glitch itch nonsense that's happened here involved pictures, as we've discovered thus far. And upon reaching Rigiri's room, it was completely everything he owned was pretty much gone, and which was proved quite very worrisome. Asher had stayed behind and did a bit more investigating to find out that for having supposed to have everything he had robbed, everything was rather neat. For a little too neat for the innkeeper to not have noticed. Meanwhile, the I believe Riv, Kotora, and Arcus and Jace Ace had all met with the Gamamon reporter or cameraman, whatever his profession was, and the Ice Ice on the Rocks, I believe was the name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The party had met with him, while the four of them had stayed behind, and after being given a note out and sniffing it, Haboku and Asher had more or less gone on to follow the Gamamon scent and confirm where he'd been, and if he'd said where he had been, and if he'd been where he said, words, sorry. And more or less, he'd been telling the truth. And after double checking at the tunnel exit near Shashan, and they confirmed him that he was not at the Gamamon was not the Digimon they'd been pursuing, and which has Asher suspicious. As more concerningly, I believe it was Ribbon Kotora asked him that the Gamamon hadn't actually told anybody where he'd been going and when he'd gone to investigate the water plant, yet Rigiri had somehow known that he was. And which is as kind of has Asher wanting to plan and go back to the Flaming Mane and to look into their, I believe it was as a basement or sort of hidden room.
The hidden room in the basement, because apparently all the tavern keepers in the town have one, according to the Shellman. This is information that that only Jace is supposed to have, but Asher found that out.
And then told Haboku.
Again, I don't believe Asher promised us anything.
I know.
Nothing.
Yes, Asher wants to go and investigate the secret room within this Flaming Mane and see if he can get any answers. And I believe the game plan after the party had left the Gamamon, who had specified that they would continue staying at the Ice on the Rocks. Next, Haboku, Arcus, and Riv would be distraction. Kotora would be a watchman, and Asher and Jace would do the infiltration. I guess one more thing to note is that the Gamamon had also apparently stopped at one of the farms near Shashan, and apparently encountered a Patamon. Palmon, yeah. A Palmon that had lost their legs, which interestingly enough, given all the other folks who were affected by the glitch, which also just happened to be another body part that made up the glitch chimera we'd encountered at the water plant. Did I miss anything?
Nope, you've actually got everything pretty clean. That is really impressive. Good job.
Thank you.
And I do know you guys were in the, I know it was the tail end of it, but you guys are essentially in the planning phase. I know you were very close to the execution phase, but since it has been a week, if anyone wants to go over the plan one more time, assuming that we're just in that kind of like that middle ground before execution. Everyone wants to kind of recap the plan itself in character, of course, I mean. I think Asher was spearheading the plan, but a few other people I think were agreeing with him.
Yeah, the
Saying for
plan's
the
pretty
purposes-
simple. Asher goes into the Asher and Jace sneak in. Arcus and Haboku run distraction. Kotora and Riv. Riv operates as second distraction. Kotora and Riv work as lookout for the innkeeper coming back.
You say right now you guys are basically either outside or close to being outside the chilled, or the ice on the rocks. So you are about you're just a few walks away from the flaming main. But obviously, with no one obviously there to try to stop you in any means, you can go ahead and execute it how you see fit. Don't do that. Don't. Be right-clicking on things again.
So, how should we distract?
I would think
Haboku
maybe
will-
try to get him up to the second floor or outside the inn altogether.
Second floor would probably be easier to get him to, because it'll probably be harder to get an innkeeper to leave the inn entirely.
You're getting a head tilt from Haboku.
Should we just run around upstairs?
I mean, you could always say that you wanted to ask some more questions about things you saw in Vergiri's room, and you wanted him there for that. I mean, I don't know if you'd actually go for it, but at least it would actually do something. And then if that fails, you could just probably make a bunch of noises upstairs, and he'd come to check it out in order to make it stop.
Time to stop.
Feel free to disturb the other guests that might be up there. That would definitely get him up there.
Jace just sighs.
Please try to actually not do that. Leave that as leave that as a last resort.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's up to you all, I suppose. However you want to do it. Go!
Haboku's gonna head tilt some
Joke.
more. Then he's gonna turn to Arcus. And just poke him with a paw.
You're it.
And then he just runs inside the flaming main.
Oh, come back here! And Arcus chases after.
Well, that's definitely one way to make a distraction.
Yeah, without saying anything to the innkeeper, he's just gonna run straight upstairs.
You say the innkeeper. There's not that many patrons. It is you all hitting about that like midday, kind of even slightly into the evening period. So there's not too many people in the inn as you look around. A lot of people have either like I said, most of the business either happens at night for people coming in or the morning people leaving. So that midday is a very quiet point in the day. You see maybe about 2 tables full, with 1 or 2 other tables only having like a single Digimon at them. But overall, it is a pretty quiet day. 1 or 2 people at the probably just about 2 people at the bar itself. Even you can see the bartender themselves, the Agumon, the Flamon, and they seem to be almost just casually chatting, kind of cleaning some glasses as they begin to wave over to you guys, acknowledging you guys coming in, but don't really pay you much of mind as he knows that you guys are. He kind of just gives you a very nonchalant vibe. He kind of figures you guys are here to stay in your rooms and not one to judge or pry for personal.
I think only those 2 have specifically gone inside and they're sprinting right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like he's just waving over to them. You've already told him that you're on an investigation and have leads, so he doesn't even like kind of give you much of a glance after the initial wave.
Except we don't have rooms here.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, he's not room there.
yeah,
He
but
knows
he's
you
not-
guys are investigating. Like, he did give you guys a key to a room earlier to investigate, so he does know you guys are investigating, but he seems very nonchalant so far. But obviously you haven't done anything other than go inside quickly.
Well, I'm pretty sure we returned the key.
Yeah, you
we-
did return the key. He does try to say hey to you guys as you guys all moving up, trying to give a friendly greeting as you do come in. But I think you guys kind of run past so fast, I don't think you stop. But he does say hey to you guys.
Nope, Arcus is on tag mode.
Challenged him to a game.
Okay. Another is just going to come in as he sees that happening. Hopefully, those 2 actually realize that the tavern keeper isn't following and don't just decide to play tag in the 2nd floor.
Just playing on the 2nd floor, completely oblivious to the original goal.
If it takes a while, I think I could probably go in and remind them, but hopefully they. I don't want to say it this way, but like, hopefully they at least get his attention with something. Hopefully non-destructive.
I give them 10 minutes before they break something.
Should we roll to see how much noise we make?
You go ahead.
You know,
yeah, you
I
can go ahead
probably
and-
should have told them to break something up there. Like the window.
No, don't tell them to break things.
Why not? We're trying to get him out of there.
Okay, but if he's not actually involved, then we'd just be breaking his stuff. We should leave the breaking part for when we actually know that he's involved. Because otherwise we'll have to pay for the repairs.
Hey, come here!
It's not just
As
that.
Arcus just races past.
It's not
You
just
can't
that.
catch me.
It's not just that. We don't exactly want to be criminals ourselves.
Well, no, but it's...
I am purely spectating at the moment.
So what would we have to roll to make noise?
Let me see what honestly, just give me a percentile each. Because I can't think of any stats that would be relevant. Only if this was a system where that was a good
99% of noise.
Haboku, you
generous
try to
bestowal.
make noise, but you're so like conscious of other people's things that you just
Merle
like
underscore
you're just careful
2009
enough.
tipped
Uh,
$15.
Merle, thank
How
you
about you?
so much for that tip. That is the tip goal fully completed.
Was this a roll under thing?
Yeah, because most of the thing is like the lower you roll, the better. From what I understand, a lot of times, and 99 is about as far away from a from a low number as you can get. Because you
Joke.
like, I'm not sure if it's your natural like nervousness about breaking things, or you just being more sensitive than usual. But as you're trying to make noise, like you may see like one or two people look at you, and like you may feel like maybe not that loud, maybe not that loud, and like you try to make noise, but you're like you maybe get a little bit of cold feet about it. You're too nice at the moment. You just feel too nice at the moment to be too much of a disturbance.
That sounds fitting.
They're too nice. What is some other people doing at this time as well?
Asher's gonna go in and sit at the bar. Near
Yes.
the near the gate to the back.
You see the barkeep come over to you, give you a very, I'm gonna say a soft smile, and he kind of strikes up and just says, how's the investigation going? I know you guys came by a little bit earlier. Sorry I wasn't able to be much of help, but wasn't really able to get much information, really.
Unfortunately, we are
down-
not able to disclose any information about that. I'm just here on my lunch break.
Certainly, what can I get you to drink?
Drink? I'm here for lunch.
Okay. He kind of thinks a little bit. Okay, what kind of food do you eat?
I will take a ramen egg omelet with coriander made French style, red caviar in that, and a licorice liqueur.
Jason's gonna slowly turn his head at Asher while he's talking.
He kind of thinks a little bit. I do have some noodles in the back, and the caviar would be, well, on the more expensive end, but we do live right next to a fishery. Well, not fishery, more so kind of like he kind of gestures his claw over to the door. We do have the Shellmon. They've been trying to get business, and I think I've even bought a few bits from them here recently. I'm sure I could do a little bit of caviar on top of some noodles, though ramen itself doesn't seem to be forgoes me a little bit, but I do have some broth whipped up that I
didn't
usually
say
keep for
anything
my
about
general
ramen. I
soups.
said, I said I wanted a ramen egg omelet
Oh, ramen egg.
with coriander made French style, red caviar in that, and a licorice liqueur. And alongside that, I would like an Arnold Brick Oven White with boysenberry jam. Not raspberry, boysenberry. It pairs very well with the Arnold Brick Oven. That it just isn't the right with the raspberry.
Okay, thinks I might be able to whip up something like that. It won't be to the exact specifications, but I think I might have some of those berries you mentioned. We get them in from the west, a little bit north to the west. They grow up in the forest up there. I've had a few from them that from travelers coming in and out. Every now and then, people trade ingredients over gold. Sometimes those ingredients are worth more than it really. I can probably whip you up a few bits of something like that. Maybe not precisely to those specifications. You got a minute?
Certainly.
And says I'll get some of that broth going to start, and what he's saying kind of looks over. Jace, are you with him inside as well?
Oh, I think Arcus is finally making noise.
Yeah, I'm sitting next to him, and I'm just gonna be like, just give me a water. Asher, you're paying for yourself.
You see him, he kind of gestures to some of the other people at the, he kind of gestures to the two other at the bar. He says, if you need fills, just holler. But at the moment, I want to get some of these food for the patrons here. Hope you don't mind. And he kind of gives a nod. The other two Digimon kind of give a nod back. They seem to be in conversation of just general chatter about their travels. As you see the Agumon go in the back of the, you kind of see him go through that door, and
Flamon.
you kind of hear some general Flamon, sorry. I originally made them Agumon, then I changed it. They were a Flamon. And you see him go in the back, and they start to essentially, you kind of hear a few very generic clutter of a few things, but it seems like he's back there a while. But being in the kitchen, he is there's now a door between him and the inn, so it is going to be even harder to make enough noise to be able to hear, especially now that he starts getting out plates and bowls and things and opening up things to get ingredients out. So you hear a little bit of noise that, and all of you now, especially the guys downstairs, Jason, Asher, you hear what sounds to be almost that squeak of Arcus, as well as a few other things that seem to be clattering about upstairs. But it seems to almost be muffled by the sounds that are almost in tune and in match with the sounds coming from the kitchen.
Asher is going to go up to the door to the kitchen and pound on it.
We're gonna replicate the Kronk scene all over again. You'll after a bit of moment, you'll hear like a few plates that sound like they've been sat down somewhere, and you'll see the door open as he kind of looks down at you a little bit. He says, "Anything else gonna get you?"
Well, there's a bunch of commotion upstairs that's really disrupting the vibes.
Oh, and he kind of says, he looks out at some of the others. Hey, Jace, can you handle that? I want to get your kid here some food.
Jace looks up and goes, I don't know, it sounds pretty noisy.
We don't work
looks-
here. We're here for
Guys,
lunch.
you can't-
We're on lunch break.
He looks over.
It is protected
Jace,
by
I'll
the
give you-
government.
He says, Jace, I'll give you some free drinks if you're able to handle what's going on upstairs.
I wish I was.
want-
I wish I could drink right now, but I'm on the clock. Thump. Oh, jeez, what the heck's going on up there? Like, legitimately asking.
Yeah, he says, he looks over to, like, maybe some other patrons as he kind of looks around. Kind of, grumbles a little bit. He thinks to himself. I think I saw your buddies running up there. The little one, the spiky one, right? And the dog with the cloak? I think it might be them. I'm not sure if there's something going on up there, but you might want to go check on them. I remember you saying that there was dangerous stuff going on around here. I wouldn't want them to get hurt.
I think going inside has made the plan backfire.
Fine. But my meal's free if it's not them.
If it's not them, I'll give you the meal free. Promise. I want to make sure you get your food here. I know you guys have a tough job here, and I don't want to end up being a bad host over it. A lot of the stuff in the inn is made to be broken, mostly due to drunks, so the replacements are a lot cheaper than what you might expect. And you guys are here to save the town. A few broken chairs here and there isn't going to be worth you guys not being able to finish your job.
Asher's going to sigh and go upstairs.
Oh,
You
boy.
do see him go back inside, and like you start hearing the clank of like food plates and like a few like pots and pans that seem to be like scraping, and like the sounds of like metal like utensils begin to, and you even hear like the sound of like a fire roll up in the kitchen.
Hey Rib, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if the guy will let me help him out in the kitchen. Maybe if he has somebody helping out, he'll have more time to be able to look at other stuff. What do you think?
That was Asher's next plan. He's got like 4 or 5 plans ready to go.
Rib is just gonna give a little shrug and go, I don't really know what all the backup plan whole thing is, because I think it was supposed to be making him go upstairs, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. So maybe.
Yep. I mean that already failed, so we gotta improvise, I suppose. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Just watch out, okay?
Yeah. I guess if he does let you back there, I guess try and see if there's any other doors or like maybe what looks like a cellar door or something.
Yep, I was thinking about that as well. Kotora is gonna head inside the flaming maid, and he's going to knock the door of the kitchen.
You see him come out as he looks down. You can tell he doesn't originally look at your eye level. He looks at what would be Asher's eye level if Asher was standing there, and then you kind of see his head tilt up just a little bit more to actually lock eyes with you.
Kotora
Oh,
looks at him.
he kind of looks at. Oh yeah, you're part of the other group as well. The hunter team, right?
Kotora nods. Yeah,
Yeah,
my name is Kotora.
pleasure to meet you, Kotora. Is there what were you looking for food as well?
No, actually, I actually came here to offer you some help. Actually, I saw that you seem to have a lot of orders on your hand.
He kind
I'm
of
re-
laughs a little bit. Yeah, it's been a little bit rough without the wife around. Here, come on in if you want to help a little bit, but I'll at least let you eat some of the food for free.
I'm quite extras in the kitchen. I'll be able to help some. Believe me.
It'll be a pleasure to help, trust me, I'm sure. And he gladly opens up the door as you walk in. You see what looks to be a moderately sized kitchen for what it's worth. A decently sized. About there is a island in the middle of the kitchen. You see most of the pots and pans seem to be hung above that. In the middle of the island seems to be a huge hibachi style kind of, also known as a southern griddle, depending how fancy you are. And you kind of see that in the middle. The surface, he does warn you, is hot, and you see like some steam coming off of it, as well as some seared meat that seems to be on top of that. And he says the pots and pans are up here. If you need a step ladder, like a lot of people do, you got it right here. You'll get up to the pots and pans easily. The knives are also hanging up on the right side. Behind you, you have a wash station. I do ask that you wash your hands first before getting anything. And then I have a cooling box over here. I get a specially imported ice in from the north that keeps cool even through hot temperatures. Great cooling. It's a really great relief from what they can do up there in the north.
Oh, I'm familiar with. Oh, I'm
Excellent.
familiar with those.
Nice.
Oh, I'm familiar with those.
What's up, Astro?
I'll let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I was just gonna say. Oh, I'm familiar with those. I live near the cold climates.
Oh yeah, they've done wonders for us, being able to provide a little bit of cool into the world. You tell you what, those ice, the special ice you get up there in the north, it's kind of out there a little bit, but a little villager specializes in these ice cubes here, and he'll kind of redirect you. This ice will keep things cold for a long time. This ice doesn't even melt until, well, months after it's been harvested. We think it even has some sort of like magic within it, some kind of magic to keep everything cool and as long as it is.
Interesting.
Huh.
Maybe from sort of Wizardmon or Sorcerymon. It will make sense.
Definitely perfect. Got knives to stab him and ice to keep him cool.
Kotora is going to go ahead and wash his hands, and can I just make a general cooking roll for helping him out in the kitchen?
Yeah, I think your friend wanted, it was the robin eggs, which you'll have to substitute some chicken eggs, but just make the yolks look real small. And then we have, let's see, some caviar. We have a few fish over there. I think there's some eggs left over, and they're smaller eggs too. Not really many people end up going for the smaller things. And then something about some drink, which is usually up front, so I'll get that when it's time. But if you could start with, let's see, there is some plating with the eggs. If you want to get those robin eggs going, do you know how to hard boil an egg?
Kotora nods.
Perfect, perfect. If you could get the water going for that, the stovetop should provide plenty for be able to get that water going. If you could get that water, and then if you could get those eggs boiled to the perfect temperature, just enough so you crack open the top, and there's just that soft gooiness in the middle, with just enough on the outside to keep it inside. It's a great egg, great egg.
The more the flame monk it keeps describing the food, Kotora's stomach kind of begins rumbling a little bit. Oh, sorry there. I guess I'm a little bit. I guess I'm a little bit hungry myself, but I'll cook. I'll cook first before I worry about myself.
As they always say, the chef is the first to taste and the last to eat. Am I right? And you will happily begin
Oh man,
cooking.
that's a horrible
Oh.
roll.
That might be a willpower time, my guy.
No, yeah, I'm willpower that. One moment.
It's just cooking.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't want to botch and get a -1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fire might be a good distraction.
Oh
my
God.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess.
Hey, chat, reroll cards. Is anyone?
Reroll evaporation, mayhaps.
Just
I mean,
So
I
about
guess.
that kitchen fire that we needed.
the 8.
I mean, at least I can solve one of those ones. Oh,
This is supposed
Okay.
to be
Thank
a
goodness.
simple. It's supposed to be a simple cooking.
ah.
True combo. It's back to a 1.
One.
Okay. Well, at
I
least
think
it's a
that's
one.
still I think that's still like a -1 overall because that's -6 plus 2 plus 1.
Are you
Oh,
getting
wait.
-6?
Wait, actually,
is-
wait, actually. Ah, wait. Whoops! I'm a derp. I forgot that I have an automatic success, and I'm supposed to roll one less dice.
Also, where are you getting
was-
-6 from,
Oh,
sir?
I was thinking that 1 was -2. My bad. Yeah, there was only 1. It's only -1. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Positive one. You
-3
rerolled
plus
one to
2
tens.
plus 1.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Ones.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this as a real, but I legitimately derp, and I forgot that I have to roll one less dice because I have an automatic success because of what you
Reliable
call it?
skill.
Yeah, reliable skill. So just let me do this, but I'll still consume my willpower.
Yeah. I'll give you the
Um,
willpower roll again.
The way we typically handle that is you just knock off the last one.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would agree with that. That
Oh,
knocks
okay.
off a 1 on the first roll and a 4 on the second roll. So that is 1 1, and then you said that goes into a 10. What is that, like a +1, I think, overall?
Yes, that's a +1, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it
it's like a
turns into a
+1 overall. Yeah. Luckily, your only job was to boil water. Your only job was to boil water.
To be fair, you can burn it.
He burns the water. As you do, I will say, you aren't able to fully cook. You're able to cook the eggs as you kind of start the temperature, the water begins to boil. You do cook the eggs. However, you take them out way too early, especially with you're hungry. You're just kind of thinking about food. You're like, the sooner I take it out, the sooner I get to eat. And you take out the eggs out of the pot that's boiling, and as you crack them open, instead of being that nice soft center, it is actually very runny. And as you kind of crack the egg open, you notice that the seam ends up spilling out a little bit of the egg.
Hold up. Why are you boiling eggs? Actually, no, carry on. This will be perfect. I know how to handle this. This works towards a plan.
Koto was given the job to make some boiled eggs for the robin eggs.
Oh no, this is not good. I'm so sorry.
The yolk just kind of spills and dribbles out a little bit. It's like, oh, it's okay. Just put it we'll get on a plate, cover it in enough salt, and we'll be good to go from here. I know it's not the best, but, well, we're a little bit short-staffed, so I'll have to ask apologies from them later.
Kotora rubs the back of his head. I'm usually better than this. Maybe my hunger is actually affecting me. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're trying to help, and that's what matters most. Help is more appreciated, even if it's anything. Help is more appreciated than not.
Yeah.
And he'll console you a little bit as he's making the caviar dish. Asher, you are upstairs now.
Okay,
What
you
could
two.
possibly
So,
go wrong?
that didn't work. So just go ahead and come back down, but go outside. Okay?
Okay.
And He's gonna
I
go
s-
down.
I assume just as he finds Haboku and Arcus just sprawled out on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, go do that outside, but quieter.
Quieter? But were we a distraction?
Yes, but things didn't work out that way. It's okay. Plan B.
Okay. Also, while I was boiling the eggs, I did wanted to do a perception roll to see if I can find like any like Rodrigo told me if I can find any like
You
doors or hidden
see,
compartments.
you see a giant wooden door that leads directly down. It is not hidden in any capacity. It is a literal trap door into the ground.
Oh, okay. It's not hidden at all, so I don't even need to do a roll for this.
And
Fair
if
enough.
you were like walking over this giant wooden door, this giant wooden trap door. You were just completely walking over to get to the different areas. Though you do notice a lock on it, but it is literally a cellar door that is built into the corner of the kitchen.
Okay, that's good to know.
It is very meant for easy access.
Okay, so yeah, continue with the other sin. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Also, Jace, are you staying at the bar? Or are you just keeping lookout at the bar?
I'm just chilling at the bar. I'm just waiting for the chaos to die down and everybody to gather one place again, so I can do the simple thing and just ask if we can use the back door through the kitchen as part of our investigation.
You can certainly do that, Asher. I will let you continue your. Actually, hold on one second. Viv, what are you doing? Are you chilling by Jace?
Oh, he's outside.
He's already outside. Perfect.
No, I mean he never went inside. Because Riv and Kotora were outside, and then Kotora went in to go like do the whole thing. So he's just watching from outside, just like keeping an eye on things.
I would say Asher, Haboku, Arcus. You all, as you all leaving, you do see Riv on the outside as you all leaving the building.
Asher is going to the kitchen.
Just gonna go straight inside the kitchen.
Oh yes.
Okay. I will say the kitchen itself, there is a door handle there, but you're able to reach it reasonably enough as you do just walk in the kitchen. He kind of waves over to you a little bit and says, almost got your food here. Koto's, well, we have some of the eggs. He's helping with the eggs. And I almost got the caviar done.
What is that?
He kind of looks. What are you pointing at?
He's pointing at the eggs. Have you never heard of an omelet before? And those are Okay, out. Both of you out. I'll make my own meal. You owe me a free one anyways. It was some of your patrons getting rowdy up there, let's say. Frisky. So, out. I'll just make it myself. Chase?
Kotora looks indignant.
Click on someone your own size.
What was that?
That was a card. It's all audio.
Yeah, just audio.
Sorry, I had pizza in my mouth.
I will say, he kind of looks, he says, I can't exactly leave the kitchen, but I can actually redirect you. I think there's a few other eggs here that I can let you do. If you know how to cook, I can redirect you to the pans. And he starts pointing out the kitchen equipment, similar to how he did for Kotora. He says, I can give you the eggs for free, at least that's what I did promise you. And he'll look around and says, the eggs are right here, and he'll start like explaining the cooling box all over again. He's like really proud of this cooling box that he got.
Hey, yeah, that's nice. Chase!
Jace sighs, stands up, cracks the back kitchen door. Yes, Asher.
I need you to get these two out.
Jace just gives Asher a look. What?
They were making hard-boiled eggs when I asked for an omelet. Clearly they don't know what they're doing here. Also, he owes me a free meal, so I'm gonna just make it myself.
You see the innkeeper himself just kind of look at you, Jace, kind of giving you that kind of like really kind of look to you, and kind of like eyes up and down between you and Asher, kind of behind Asher's back, and he just kind of like eyes up and down a little bit, kind of gives a like shoulder shrug, kind of like that like lean forward nod a little bit, like you seeing this? Like
Jace just sighs and walks in. Yeah, he gets like this. Look, all right. By the way, is that the back door? Points at the back or at the door going down.
well, that is actually the cellar. And he kind of points over. The back door's a little bit further. There's a small little alcove there, but the back door, if you need something for the trash, the back door, and he'll kind of point a claw over. The back door leads out there if they need to see something around the dumpsters. The one down there just goes down to the basement.
Oh, okay. Was just curious because a lot of weird things going on. Actually, is there a bathroom down there?
No, basement's only for storing food and various ingredients. I like my little cooling blocks up here, but it's not enough to store everything. I only got so many of those blocks. Those stuff down there is sacks, barrels, brews, things like that.
Great. I'm gonna need to go down there to see what you've got. Come on, I've only got an hour-long lunch break here.
It just kind of looks, sorry, little one. Most of that inventory is just a bunch of inventory down there. I'm happy to pick it up if you want to see it, but that's just a bunch of inventory down there.
Just humor him. Bring him down there. Let him sniff around for a few minutes. He gets like this sometimes when he hasn't eaten. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks. Also, Riv, are you still just chilling outside?
Yep. I was just actually getting done writing a little text response to the.
We can let you guys roleplay that out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Do you guys just want to repeat what was already said?
Sure.
So, Riv, want to play tag?
Ooh, who's it?
Probably me, since you got me last.
Well, I would, but I'm trying to keep watch in case I can actually distract him. I'm not very sneaky, so I don't want to crowd around things because I'm kind of bad at lying, but I can definitely ask him questions if I get the chance. It's just that I haven't really gotten much of a chance because everyone's just been constantly talking to him. And so I'm waiting.
I mean, Asher said we could play tag while we're out here.
Yeah, he just said we had to be quieter.
Oh, okay. Well, you two can keep playing tag, and if I'll just go in if I see the chance, and if not, I'll just be here and keep track of which one of you's it. In case you forget.
Okay.
Hey, I have something that I want to ask the flame up with Kotora during this thing, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, sir. Actually, what is your name? I remember if I asked it. I apologize.
It's Yona.
Oh. Yeah, Sir Jonah. You were talking about the inventory. I'm kind of curious. Where did you go to buy your stuff?
Well, like I said earlier, we offer a lot of trades. Sometimes I trade rooms for gold. Sometimes I trade room for bits and bytes of the like. Sometimes I trade it for ingredients. Sometimes I trade it for whole food. With being such a traveling area, sometimes the oddities of the world is worth more than just a few currencies.
Do you go to do you ever go to the market to get some the market in the town to get some stuff for whenever you need it?
You see his eyes light up a little bit as he begin to talk about it. Yeah. And he kind of says every now and then some traders come in from the various areas and they set up shop right in the middle of town. It's almost like a whole festival sometimes when enough people come in, and it's like a whole day of trading where people will come in and trade all sorts of goods from all over. We haven't had any of that since the rain started up. So we haven't really been able to have that. So a lot of the inventory is beginning to get a little bit more samey-like. But yeah, you used to have market days in the town square. I think it was just about 4 weeks ago when we had one.
When do you think you'll go next? Then
He kind of looks. Well, with this rains coming in, no traders have stopped by us. I've heard rumors of entire caravans going completely around us and around all town like with some kind of plague, and then they go straight to Kinzo.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's why it kind of looks over. That's why I only have the most basic eggs from the local farms. All of my good eggs and everything have already been sold out. I sold what I could whenever all this stuff happened to save money for the bar.
Do you ever head to the farm yourself to get the stuff you need, or they're mostly delivered to you?
Mostly delivered, but every now and then when I get a day off, I like to go to the places and visit them myself. I like to pick some of the fresh stock. If you go there yourself, you get to go around and pick out what plants you want yourself for the day. It's kind of like getting, especially when it comes to cooking, it's kind of like picking your friend there. You go around and you see your friends and you kind of pick them and then you bring them on home and then you kind of share that with them.
Hey Zerda, while they're talking, can I really
Yep.
quickly roll perception to see whether or not I find the secret door that apparently all taverns have?
Oh, that would be in the cellar.
It would be in the cellar. The cellar, what you were referring to before, is it was something inside the cellar. But you do see the giant wooden, trap door that is just clearly just sitting there in the corner. No perception needed for that.
But it's locked.
There's a small lock on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, if you guys are just gonna stand there and talk, why don't you, move out to the bar for that and let me get to work? Come on, Sue!
Kotora is pulling daggers at Asher.
So sorry, little one. I have to make sure this kitchen is kept safe, especially with all the rowdiness coming around here. But I'd be happy to help you cook. It actually warms my heart a little bit to see people trying to have a passion with cooking. I would be happy to learn a thing from you too. I've had a lot of travelers come in and show me things from their special lands. I've learned from a lot of cooks over the course of the few world areas. I'd be real appreciative of it.
Yeah, Kotora is going to nod. There's one thing that I wanted to ask on before we were rudely interrupted. When do you think you'll go to the farms next?
Yeah, thanks.
Again.
Well, we are running real low on stock. I'll probably just close up shop here for a few days, and maybe like a few days from now, I'll probably close up shop long enough to get a full supply. I'll take a wagon from the town and go around. If you're still in town around then, I'd be happy to give you a visit of the farms, and you can even help. I'll even show you how to pick out the proper ingredients out there.
Maybe I can help you. Maybe I can help you out when it comes to getting those ingredients. Since unfortunately I ended up giving you a poor cooking showing earlier. Wanna make up for it?
For anyone willing to learn cooking, it's a pleasure as an innkeeper. Two things we do here: make happy customers and keep customers happy. So those are the two goals here. So food is one of the biggest things. I'd be happy to take you on an ingredient run around the town.
Kotora gives a thumbs up.
Now, what can I help you with, little one? And he'll kind of gesture out. I got the eggs here and everything. If you need help with the kitchen and, like I said, the stovetop, and he'll kind of pull out a few pots and pans that are really high up off the ground, and he'll kind of put them on lower levels so you can reach them. We have a stepping stool over there that I use for some of the smaller cooks if they ever come by.
Asher is just going to look over at Jace in exasperation.
Jace kind of shrugs. Enjoy cooking, buddy. And then he's going to turn and go and walk out and sit back at the bar.
Meanwhile, outside. How's it going outside?
There's a game of
Riv is just watching and waiting, and then keeping track of whoever is supposed to actually be in case they lose track again.
That's adorable.
Like you said, Riv has almost no
Yes.
sneaky stats. He is here to like chatterbox someone if he gets the chance, but it doesn't make much sense for him to suddenly show up and start trying to ask a billion questions like he normally does. So he's just trying to wait a second.
Kotora just looks proud of himself after the conversation he just had with the Flamemon.
Kotora making friends with the innkeeper. Asher actively trying to sabotage the innkeeper. This dynamic is so crazy. But yes, Asher, he will try to help you cook to the best of his abilities, actively wanting to help as well as listen to what you have to say. He seems genuinely interested in how you prepare your food and seems genuinely interested in wanting to learn how to cook food the way that you describe, as it seems to be foreign more so to him.
Asher is going to be kind of purposely bumping into him along the way, but making it seem like he's doing it accidentally. All in the hopes of making it seem like there's a reason why Asher wanted him out. Also, Asher has no skill with cooking, so
You want to give me a? You still have to give me a cooking roll. If you want to cook, you have to give me a cooking roll.
well, he's not wanting to cook. He just wants the guy out so he can go down in the cellar. But he is at least going to be putting pans out, doing all this stuff just purposely. Always happening to need to go to the other side of the kitchen from where he's at, like through him.
Is the kitchen door open, by the way, or is it closed?
It's one of those doors that you can just open and close. There's no lock on the door.
Well, no. I don't know if it's like open so that we can see
It's not
inside.
It's not propped open.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I could actually if Riv would be seeing this, or if he's just looking at a closed door trying to wait.
You do see Jace come out of that door and then immediately sigh and sit down at this bar outstairs. Outside. Out the room.
He doesn't know what that's about. But that's probably not the best sign, but he's not hurrying or rushing around or doing anything, so it's probably fine.
I'm gonna give him I'm just gonna give him like an avoiding check, just to see how well this guy is actually navigating in the kitchen. That is 3 successes to basically avoid you bumping into him. As you can imagine, he says, "Whoa, watch it," and he kind of like looks at you. You see him actually beginning to dodge you a little bit. Says, "Reminds me of some of the people I used to have in the kitchen. They'd run around everywhere. You gotta be more careful in the kitchen. Knives fall and pans fall down and water can spill. You gotta be a little more careful, little guy."
Now there's an idea. Looks at the knives.
Kotora is just giggling at Asher trying to purposely bump into the Flamemon and the Flamemon just dodging him.
He is used to being too many cooks in the kitchen. You can kind of guess the way he moves. You can definitely tell like he is dodging things as if he has like had way too many cooks in the kitchen before.
Can Jace just raise a claw and do that come here motion behind him to where the window is?
You can do that. Riv, you would see Jace kind of signaling you over.
All right. With exactly like no furtiveness whatsoever, he's just gonna look behind, talk to the duo playing tag, and go, "Oh, I think Jace is motioning for me to go talk to him now. Okay, I'll be right back. Maybe I'm gonna go talk to him. If I don't come back in a second, it's because I'm actually needed for something."
Okay.
You're it.
And he's just gonna go ahead and run inside.
Should we do a noise check again?
Go ahead. Now, Haboku, you were making a little bit more noise, but now that you were kind of outside, it's mostly you're just making a commotion in the streets. You see a few people kind of look at you strangely, and like you're just getting a lot of really weird looks from people. Like you're just getting a lot of really weird looks as people kind of pass by. No one wants to actually like say anything, but you can tell like they start walking on like the other side of the road as you like once they kind of make eye contact. You just see one old, like, you see, like, one old lady in, like, a rocker that just says, I love the young people.
So I'm assuming Riv runs up.
Yep.
All right, tell the two kids that playtime's over and come in here. You're gonna be taking center floor here, Mr. 1,000 Questions.
Oh, okay. And he's just gonna run out and tell the other two.
You just get a very unhappy "aw" from Haboku.
Same from Arcus.
As they bubble over back inside.
And we'll bring them both back to Jason.
All right, you three, go ahead and hop up on the bar here. Jace will scooch over the chair and, quote, accidentally knock a glass off the counter so it shatters. Oh dear, Riv, it looks like it's time for you to ask questions.
As you knock it off, Riv was going to try and catch it.
You can.
Can I roll like an initiative?
Yeah.
Like,
I cannot face palm enough at this.
you didn't tell him what you were doing beforehand. Now he's not fast, and he's not fast.
Okay.
Get the walls out now.
The bunch.
I ain't touching that roll.
Joke.
I don't expect you to.
You know the way I interpret that bunch is that Rib sees, Rib notices Jace bumping into it, and he just like glitches for a moment, and does and once that thing is actually broken on the floor, then he jumps towards it, trying to catch something that already broke.
You do hear the glasses like shatter as you kind of as one of the glasses shatter on the ground. You do see him kind of. He just kind of yells out the door. It says, "Hey!" It kind of says, "Careful with the glasses out there. Who's breaking stuff?"
Sorry, the kids came in. I got bumped. I knocked it off the table. Can you come out here and sweep this up? I can watch Asher for you.
Yeah, you can come in a second.
Asher will be like, we'll just look at Riv and be like, oh, feel free to ask all the questions you want, and then go into the kitchen.
You should mention the icebox.
Oh, he has a really fancy icebox back here, Riv. You should totally ask about that.
Actually, that might be a bad idea.
Too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Asher will walk him back and be like, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Kids.
As you see him open up the door, he actually kind of stands in the middle of the door. Like, he stands up against the door so it kind of opens all the way wide as he kind of sees where the glass is. And he kind of says, hey, Riv, was that your name, right?
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Can you grab that broom real fast? I want to make sure I keep an eye on these people in here. Can you just quickly sweep that underneath the bar there? I'll make sure to get the glass pieces up here in a second. I really appreciate you guys letting me know where that is. I'll get that up after we get done in here. I don't want to leave the kids unsupervised in the kitchen.
What kind of... Oh.
To be fair, he's literally the owner and the only employee here right now. He's not gonna let complete strangers just be unmonitored in the area where all the expensive stuff actually is.
The glasses out there
I understand
are so
that,
cheap.
but I also understand there's also the other side of this of he's just asking all of the patrons in in to do all the work around it.
He's asking to make sure because there's two strangers inside of the kitchen.
I
Yeah,
tried.
it's not like he's standing right there just ignoring everything. He's trying to do something actively. Rib is gonna go, and he's gonna look at his
Duke.
wings and claws, of which the claws are made of ice and the wings are made of rock, and just go, I will try my best.
It's okay. I mean, I know where it is. I can get it when I finish up in here as well. It's behind the counter, so it's not gonna hurt anyone.
The broom's behind the counter.
The glass is behind the counter, so he doesn't really seem too concerned with it, as he would be the only one in danger of stepping on it. So as long as he knows where it is and has mentally taken a picture of where it is, he feels comfortable enough that he can get that when he gets to it. I'd like to get the food gone. I know you guys are on lunch break here. He said that you only had like an hour left. It's been like, kind of looks, it's been like maybe 50 minutes left by now. I'd like to get this food out to you guys so you can get back on with your investigation.
Where's the broom?
Yeah, he's kind of points to the end of the bar, just kind of leaning up against the corner. You can tell it's very much been in use over and over. You can tell the bristles themselves have kind of like pointed out at a few different ends, and you can kind of tell it's been a clearly used brush.
Well, he will kind of try. He could probably do a better job, but he's also not trying that hard.
I would say if you want to, you could successfully sweep glass underneath a bar. I don't need a roll for that.
Oh no, I'm just saying he's going to act like he's not like maybe act. He's just, when I say he's not going to try too hard, I mean he isn't going to like pick because technically speaking he could just do this, but he's going to make sure to actually
You do see him apologizing to some of the other patrons, and he says, he does genuinely look over to some of the patrons and says, I usually wouldn't be doing this as much, but these guys are from Kenzo. Believe it or not, they're actually from the town that's actually trying to help us. And you kind of see him kind of rubbing the back of his head a little bit. These guys here are actually, oddly enough, maybe one of the only saviors to the town we have. I wouldn't put it too harsh on them. They've had a lot going on lately.
No, don't worry, I'll pay for the cup.
You see him genuinely like apologizing to the patrons. The patrons kind of give him a little bit of a kind of like a wave off a little bit.
Guess I'm returning to sitting by the bar.
So while this entire conversation is going on, Kotora I just made another cooking roll with Kotora to try and like do all these things that the Flamemong is losing time over.
The 9 cooking roll. Also, you're able to so perfectly find and cook the ingredients that after, like, the embarrassment of the first one, you're able to perfectly match, like, what you have envisioned in your head. And it's almost as if your claws are working as, like, an extension of your own mind, as you're able to almost have, like, a mental clock that manages to handle every single element in the kitchen, even with Asher running around. You're able to it's kind of like that lock-in moment. And it's like all of the internal timers just seem to be ticking as your body's able to kind of make the perfect dish from any of the ingredients. You can make any dish you want at this point from this kitchen with that kind of oil. You can make any dish you want from this kitchen.
I'm just trying to finish up the orders that the Flamemong was already making.
You are able to, with a little bit of time passing, you're able to finish every single order that was listed on the like little turnaround thing that's above like the center island piece, and like every single ticket now has a perfectly placed plate of food underneath it with proportions accurate to what you think they would need.
Nothing! There is nothing here that I can work with. Ah! Asher's gonna go to the back door.
Okay, just make sure it's the trapdoor or the actual back door to the outside.
The actual back door.
Okay, you go to the back door and you see a lock on it's actually a twist lock, like something you could unlock and lock with ease.
Okay. Is there anything like a rag or something that he... Well, actually, I guess if it's just a twist lock, he can just storm out and then come back in.
You would be able to easily. You would be able to open up the door and leave perfectly fine. There was nothing stopping you from leaving the back door. It is a door that is meant to be opened and closed many times.
Great. He's just gonna go out and sit out there.
I will say, Kotora, you also were able to make Asher's food plate exactly to the specifications, the best of what the innkeeper was able to describe to you.
Great.
Says, oh, as he kind of looks back and forth, oh, wow, Kotora, I'm genuinely impressed. I wish I was watching the whole time. Wow, you work really fast. Wow, that is really impressive. Oh, God, okay. You have been, oh, that is so much help. Oh, thank you so much. You see like a huge sigh of relief come over him. I can get those orders out to the people out on the outside there. I think the little dog went outside. I think if you want to, no, sorry, Asher, the kid, if you could take that to him, I think he was really hungry. He could really use the food, I'm sure. I can get this to the other patrons real fast.
Kotora thumbs up and he takes the plate and goes to give it to Asher.
You would notice that Asher did leave out the back door, so you would be able to follow pretty easily.
Yeah.
As you leave, you open up the door and you see Asher sitting out there, and you have like the perfect set of food, like precisely to his specifications to the best of your ability with the ingredients provided.
Here's your food, Asher.
Oh, thank you. But, I was just trying to get him frickin' out of there.
I'm aware of that, and you were... I'm aware of that, and you were kind of failing at it. Like, I understand that we were trying to do, but he wasn't going to budge in that regard, I could tell.
Well, now I've got a second option. We'll leave this door unlocked. And then, plan D, we'll have, when he goes back out to the bar, we'll have Riv started with questions.
Kotora nods. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And Kotora is just going back inside.
Also, thanks for the food, sorry.
Kotora, before going back in, Kotora gives him a thumbs up.
This was not supposed to be a puzzle.
Well, now that the guy is actually giving food to the patrons, he's actually outside of the kitchen.
You do see him as he kind of quickly he kind of quickly grabs some of the food. He's in and out of the kitchen. I mean, there was not more than a minute between him and out. He is moving so fast, especially with knowing that he's made his patrons wait way longer. You kind of see him apologizing on the way out and on the way in, and you see him he is rushing to get this food out there, especially just because he doesn't want to make sure anything else can possibly happen in the kitchen. So he is in and out of that door within no more than 30 seconds of each other. 1 minute 30 seconds, as he seems to plate up everything. And you see him after he kind of comes back in with a few other glasses. He kind of stacks the sink up a little bit with some of the glasses. He begins to kind of wash them a little bit. But he delivered that food super fast. I can't thank you enough, Kotora. That was, like I said, that's probably the best lunch rush I've had in a few weeks now.
I'm glad I was able to help, especially after that poor showing at the beginning. I just needed to concentrate.
He kind of looks, now let's get some food for you too as well. I wouldn't want to leave you hungry as well. Like I said, chef still has to eat. I'll make you something special. And now that he's a lot slower, you'll see him to kind of move a little bit slower, but he'll begin to prepare food himself. Arcus and Haboku, what are you guys doing during this lunch rush?
Yeah, actually, one thing before I go to the I do wanna ask the flame drum something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, is there anything that you'd like to eat? Maybe we can take a break and just eat together for a moment.
Yeah, thanks. I'll whip you up something that we both will enjoy. And he'll kind of look at you with a softer smile. It was one of my wife's favorites. And he'll kind of go around and he'll see him picking up a few different things. And you see him cooking, but instead of cooking in a rush, you see him almost cooking in a almost in a more tender manner. As even the fragility of like some of the cooking ingredients, he seems to be taking care of a lot more. It seems like whatever he's making seems to be cared a lot more.
Okay. So Kotora is not going to help him. Is not going to help him with cooking there, but he'll help him out when it comes to like maybe passing him the ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go ahead and go to somebody else.
Yeah. Haboku and Arcus, what are you guys doing?
Did Jace's drink make a spill?
It did a little bit, but it got cleaned up a little bit.
Well, there goes that.
Enough.
Haboku would have attempted to look it up if it wasn't quick enough, but I assume if it got sucked up.
Well, not too quick because you did talk with the guy for a little bit, so you probably would have had a chance to look up at least some of it.
Yeah, you would be able to look some of it. Yeah.
How strong was whatever Jace drank?
Oh no!
I was having
That's
water.
a Jace question.
He's asking
Oh,
water.
Jace
okay.
didn't drink water.
We're in the middle of the day. I'm not drinking now, and I'm also Jace is not an alcoholic. You give him bread, he'll eat it all, but he doesn't need alcohol.
Okay then. Well, after that, Haboku will probably just sit in his seat and wait until he's given orders to do something else.
What about all you, Arcus?
I will say, if Haboku sees food being brought out, he'll start to get hungry.
How's you, Arcus, if you're there?
Aw. Hopefully let's play tag again later.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, were we supposed to? Did somebody win?
I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track.
Hey, Haboku, call high or low?
Low.
Oh, you guys basically tied when Rib was watching. Rib from IDDoThings go. When I was watching, you guys tagged each other an equal number of times, so I can't really help you. It would just would have been whatever you were doing before.
Oh my god. That was the perfect roll.
Yep.
For having him more perfect, it was 50 straight, but 49 is pretty good.
49's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
That's close enough that I'm just saying that Rib is gonna say that you guys tagged an equal number of times.
Yeah.
At least when he was watching, because he was keeping track of who was it.
I will say, as you also see the Flamon kind of mixing a few of the like foods together. He does kind of nod over to you, Kotora, and say, "Is the kid coming back in?"
I think so.
Guy says, "If you want to fetch him a second, you can, but if not, like I said, I'd prefer you come around the front entrance at least. I don't want to keep the back door constantly swinging open back and forth.
That's true.
I don't want to lock the poor kid out, but, well."
When he comes in, do you want me to check behind him to make sure he locks it then?
It's
I think they were
Jimmy,
in the
they're inside
kitchen.
the kitchen at the moment, Riv.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still doing the thing standing in the door.
Oh no, he went in once he got all the food. Once Koto made the perfect amount of food for everyone, he delivered all the food and is now just making food for him. And Koto
Oh, okay. I thought he was doing the thing where he was still standing at the door.
Nah.
No.
I'll say, you can ask him to come in, but if he doesn't come in, I'll have to lock the door for now. But the front door's obviously open, but if he doesn't want to come in, I'll have to lock the door for now.
What was it? What was the thing that Rip was saying?
Oh no, well it didn't matter. I thought he was still in the door.
Yeah,
He was
Rip didn't
not.
hear yet. He just nods over to Koto. If you want to go check, if he wants to come inside, he can, but you have to come around the front entrance at that point. I don't want any strangers coming in the back door. It's still safe around here, but I don't want to take any chances.
Kotora is going to nod and he's going to go and tell Asher that.
Oh, okay. So I'll go around to the front. Tell him you locked it for him. Okay?
Kotora nods.
Yeah. All right. See you in the front. He's gonna go around to the front. He did not eat all of his food. He's gonna go in the front door and offer the rest of it to Haboku. Gotta take care of the minion.
Haboku will happily accept it and numb it down.
How do you feel about
he has
Robin?
been sealed, further sealed, I guess.
You have the taste of robin quill, or at least faux robin eggs and caviar.
And coriander made French style. Though Asher did pick that out of the thing. Because green is poison.
I want this fancy dish completely based on this one ingredient that I'm immediately going to pick out because it's green.
Just checking.
Okay, yeah, Kotora is going back inside. Okay, he went through the front door.
Perfect. And he kind of goes over. We'll go ahead and lock.
Dot. There was something else Asher told you to say.
You see him as he comes over. Perfect. We'll get this kitchen nice and safe. I don't want anyone to turn you, especially while we're trying to eat. And he'll kind of give you a softer look and kind of give you a very soft smile as he kind of closes the door and kind of latches it back up again. Koto completely forgetting the one thing to say.
Don't worry, this family is so sneaky. Riv and Kotora, yeah, you can totally trust them to be extremely sneaky. They're so good at it.
Why do you think Asher didn't want to include the two of them in the first place?
Koto is genuinely trying to be like the best sous chef anyone has ever seen. Like he is just so passionate about making sure, like his love of learning and love of cooking has just completely taken over. He feels like he's part of the chef family, you know.
Okay, I guess we're going to plan E.
The price of justice is Asher's sanity.
Don't worry. Riv is gonna do a great job distracting him now that everything's all locked up.
You know, I'm going to be entirely honest. The only reason, the reason why I decided not to do nothing is because I would think that the flamer was going to check anyways, even if Kotora did.
I mean, checking a door to make it locked is literally like 101 of literally everything ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and this guy is being extra careful. It was even if Kotora said something, the Kotora may be good in the kitchen, but he's literally known this guy for a day. He's not going to just trust Kotora's words like that, just because they're getting along right now. Especially when Kotora noticed that he's being extra careful. So Kotora is just going.
It's fine. Plan E is just stuff him in a bag, and dispose of the body. Zerta, is there anywhere that I could get a barrel and sulfuric acid around here?
Well, there is still the chemicals left over from Yuri's room, though not exactly toxic enough in long doses, but not exactly more toxic to the touch. More so if you would soak something in it.
Yeah. Okay. So Kotora is going out. Kotora is going out first, and he's just going to look out of the kitchen first, and he's going to look at Asher and just shake his head, just to signal him that that's not going to work.
He sees the evil plotting in Asher's eyes and just knows.
Wait, was the quote for Asher earlier really "Oh boy, a murder"?
Yep.
I did not realize that.
Oh no.
Yeah, but Kotora is going out of the kitchen first, and he's going to look at Asher, make sure that he's looking back at him, and just going to shake his head. And he's just kind of hoping that Asher realizes what he's saying with that.
I will say, after you do go inside, he does kind of make some of the different foods and stuff, as he does seem to have you almost see that he does seem to have like an even softer side as he's making it. It seems to be some sort of, as you kind of see him making it, it looks to be some sort of almost like brownie looking object, and except it has a little bit of ice cream on top that you kind of see him digging down into the icebox for. And it seems to be some kind of hot fudge brownie looking thing with ice cream, and he has a little a series of rose petals on top that seem to have almost like the rose pattern on top of the ice cream. He says these are even edible too. It's one of their favorite dishes. They always had a thing for sweets.
Oh. So what is this dish called?
Well, usually for others I keep it on the menu for more romantic couples, but he kind of motions his claw around the roses. I call it Lover's Kiss. It's a little bit corny of a name, but whenever you see it, people just seem to really be all over it, so I seem to keep the name. It was her idea mostly.
Oh, I see. Honestly, that sounds like that does sound like a very romantic dish. Thanks for sharing it with me.
It's good to be reminded sometimes of it's something that's special. At least it's been rough out here the past 2 weeks. He kind of laughs a little bit, but you can tell a hint of sadness in his voice when he does.
Kotora nods. Well, come on. We can go out and have a bite of it.
Yeah, and he'll put the plate in front of you as he kind of sits down beside you, and kind of like two kind of bar stools next to you, as he places the food in front of you as well, and then kind of has his own food that he's digging into himself.
Yeah. Oh.
Is this in the kitchen still?
Yep, they're eating in the kitchen at the moment.
Ah, dang! I thought we were going out. Oh well.
This is a very personal dish to him.
Ah,
it is extremely personal.
Okay, fair enough.
The phrasing "going out" of, I think you are still technically.
Well, Now Kotora is going to understand when he says that on a table in the kitchen. This is not going to melt if I get near it, is it? Seems to be an icy dish.
He kind of laughs a little bit. Nope, I even sprinkled it with a little bit of shaved ice from the blocks over there. It doesn't make them last as long, but it'll keep a specific dish way cool the entire time you eat it. It's like salt crystals a little bit, but for keeping it cooler.
I see. Nice to actually find a cold dish that is immune to my natural heat. I don't get to eat many of those because they just melt before I can eat much of it.
Yeah, he needs Rib's help for that.
He just says, as he does seem to kind of look around a little bit, he says, how's that investigation going? Have you been keeping up with it at all? How's the trails from it?
Honestly, it's been kind of cold. We haven't been able to find much.
You're gonna see him like
Now he's
poking.
revealing top secret information.
You see him kind of like poke at the plate a little bit. You kind of see even that you see almost like a second wash of like sadness over his eyes as he kind of hears that. He just kind of like he seems like kind of struggling to speak a little bit. Says, "How you guys are from Kinza, right?"
Yes. Well, we don't. A lot of us are actually not exactly from Kenzo. I don't think, but we do come from here.
You kind of see you were hired by that special forces team in Kinzo, right?
Yes.
You kind of see him like looking. He seems to be looking over in like a corner, and then back to back to you specifically, and like back to the corner. He says, "How tough do you think you guys are? I know the kid seems to be a little bit much, and I know the other twos don't really seem like they're really on the fighting side, and the one, especially with the glasses, doesn't really seem like one to really push a punch to someone. I'm not really sure if you guys like." It's dangerous here, you know?
Kotora, it shrugs. Honestly, I don't know. I can only speak for myself, and I'd say I'm somewhat tough.
As he just kind of looks to you a little bit with like almost a very almost serious expression. You know things get lost, especially in town. I'm sure you've been around town enough to know things can really, really go missing if things go wrong around here. Are you prepared for that kind of stuff?
Kotora nods. Of course I am.
He's about
Kinda
to
looks-
go missing if Fracture is anything to shake.
You kind of see him. You kind of see him look down at his plate a little again with a kind of a heavy sigh. Have you ever killed anyone in this line of work?
Kotora shakes his head.
You think you could if it had to?
Kotora looks down, and for a moment, Kotora looks kind of sad himself before he kind of shakes his head.
Yes or no in this instance?
He's saying no.
He's trying to hear like a really heavy sigh come from him. Do you think anyone else in your team can?
I haven't known them long enough to know, honestly.
Just to put it on the table, Jace didn't have too much of a reaction to seeing a dead body.
Nor did Asher.
Haboku was more focused on making Kotora feel better.
Yeah, no, Kotora's just shaking his head and just saying, I haven't known them long enough to know.
It was probably the toughest among you guys, you think? He says, kind of playfully, kind of jabbing at you a little bit.
Kotora rubs his chin. Kotora rubs his chin and he just says, "I am, of course."
He kind of laughs a little bit. The toughest among them with the softest heart, I guess. Not able to kill, but strong enough to try to stop killing.
Yes. At least I'd like to think so.
You see kind of a humoring smile about himself before he kind of looks at you with almost a kind of like a more serious expression, and you see a little bit of sadness come to his eyes a little bit as he sighs. It is really, really hard out here. I don't really know if some people here have what it takes to keep fighting all this. We really need fighters out here more than anything. Loving doesn't seem to be done very well. Loving someone doesn't really seem to bring much hope around here. I feel like we need more fighters out here than anything.
Is that so? What?
Again,
Is that because of the glitches, the glitch stuff that's happening around, or is that because of something else?
there's a lot of things wrong around here, and a lot of people get tied up to it, I'm sure.
I
A lot of
see.
things need fighting. That's the problem out here. Sometimes you have to fight in order to get things done. And sometimes you have to know when to not fight. And I'm afraid some people take the other option too often.
Kotora nods. I see. That makes sense. He's taking a bite of his food.
You're gonna see him beginning to digging into the food a little bit. I will say, I don't think you guys are really ready for a lot of the things that can happen around here. The danger is a little bit up in, well, really up in those categories. You can't really wish people well sometimes. You really can't. Sometimes you have to fight to win. And that fighting doesn't exactly end in peace. At least for one person, it might, but the other it doesn't.
Perhaps not, but sometimes people just need to be helped out. Any help would be appreciated, honestly. At least that's what I believe.
If you think anyone in your party can help besides you as well, I'd be happy to talk to them as well. Maybe we can find something that we all can work on together.
Perhaps. Sounds like a good idea.
He says, well, you get back to your group now. And he kind of says, kind of clearing up some of the plates. I'll take care of the plates, and any of the repairs and stuff I'll take into right now. You get back with the group, and that's what I say. Maybe if you guys aren't willing to, I mean, I'm sure you guys can fight, but I say sometimes the other side, I don't know if they're willing to kill or if they're just willing to fight. But if you guys aren't willing to kill around here, I don't want you guys getting hurt. Especially someone who's as good at cooking as you. I'd hate to losing a chef to a fighter's battle.
Kotora rubs the back of his head. I appreciate the concern. Well, I am quite a cook, and honestly, I'm pretty soft-hearted. But I also have something that I want to protect, so I also have to be strong.
You guys see him? We both have something we're protecting. A lot of people have something protecting too, but I know what that feeling is like. You tell the group that they're welcome to stay here as well. I know the investigations led you to town, and I appreciate the help that you guys have been trying to give. Like I said, I don't really have much space, but I may be having enough space, but I can at least probably afford you all a room here. I'd like to help the city get this resolved as soon as possible. I don't want to see this continue on anymore.
Kotora gives a thumbs up. Sounds like a good idea.
And he'll stand up and kind of lead you out the door a little bit, walking with you, and open up the kitchen door, and let you walk out the door as he kind of keeps it open a bit. You kind of see him as he'll close the door behind you, and kind of you hear some dishes clanging up a little bit, as you can hear some water running on the other side.
Some what? Oh, water
Water.
running on it. Yeah.
Yeah, water running. He's cleaning some dishes now that you guys are out of the kitchen.
Yeah. Kotora is going to regroup with the group.
Alright, so while Kotora was in there, Asher's going to move over close to Jace and lean in. Okay, so apparently Kotora failed on the one thing I asked him to do, and so Plan D has failed, which means we're going to Plan E.
Elephant.
Yes, we can call it Elephant.
And what's your plan this time?
Okay, so this time I'm going to need a sack, a barrel, and some acid.
Picks up Asher, sets him in his lap. I love you, buddy, but no way in hell.
But we gotta see what he's hiding down there.
We'll get there. Just take a deep breath. Wait for Kotora to get back.
Kotora worked against me.
Buddy, it was failing. Pets over Asher, but it's okay. Failures happen. This is how we learn how to be better.
Yes, like not including him in the plan next time.
Just pets over Asher. Y'all get enough to eat? Those of you that ate something?
Haboku was licking Asher's plate.
I'll take that as a yes. You doing okay over there, Arcus?
Yeah.
Doing alright, Riv?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to ask questions.
I'll hold off for now. We're gonna have to regroup. After all, our lunch break is over. As soon as Kotora gets back here.
Zerda, what do you mean to have the door be unlocked?
Because
Just making memes. The kitchen door is technically unlocked, and you guys have way more than enough lockpicking skills.
Well, yeah, but we're trying to get our way in there without him seeing us.
Oh yeah, no, River. Like, if anyone asked Riv about things, you would just bring up, okay, why don't we wait until he's actually asleep? Because he's the only one working here, and he's gonna have to sleep sometime. But no one's asked him yet, so.
Well, there's a reason why I'm just like, let's just wait to regroup.
Yeah.
Well, Plan E was kill him, but Plan F was to just wait till later.
I will say, Kotora, you can relay as much of the information that he told you to everyone else.
Yeah.
If you want to. If you give Kotora a second to relay some of the stuff that he talked about with others and see if anything comes from it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Kotora will come back and he will talk about a bit of the conversation that he had with the Flame on to them.
So it sounds like he knows something after all, huh?
I knew it.
He seems to be quite. He had such sad stare when I was talking with him. I feel like he lost something.
I mean, he keeps bringing up his wife that apparently isn't there.
Yeah.
I'm saying this out of character, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I still think it sounds like to me he knows something, though. He's not saying something.
Yeah. And the way that he was talking to me, it's almost sounded like he was trying to get information out of me.
It's not a surprise. Oh,
did you
for
tell
the
him
which
anything?
I just told him that I was the toughest in the group.
Huh.
Blink, blink.
Well, on a side note, just so you're aware, no, I don't actually. Never mind. I guess it's not important which one of us is willing to kill if need be. Well, shall we go and, be done with the whole lunch break thing and go, walk around town a little bit and do some more discussing out there while we investigate more. After all, the walls might have ears.
Kotora nods.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Yes, Raijin. Of course the first plan was to kill him. God of Death,
Well-
why wouldn't that be his first plan?
I'm going to carry Asher out, by the way. I'm not putting him down right now. I let him do all his things. I just sat by and was just like, okay.
Kotora is just looking back for a moment at the kitchen and just rubs the back of his head.
Oh, hold on. I drop a bit on the counter. There we go. And then I leave.
Ah, good. Thank you.
Oh yes, just fund his evil operation. Go for it.
You know,
Broke a cup, man.
yeah. Once we're outside, Kotora is going to say, you know, he did tell me that in a few days, maybe probably tomorrow, he might just be leaving to go to the farm to get ingredients.
Yeah, but that's a few days, and every few days is a danger, and now I have a feeling that your life might be in danger.
Kotora nods.
I will say, Kotora, you did get a, just a genuine sense. You did get a genuine sense from him that he was almost, whenever he was talking about that, you didn't get a sense of, he was, trying to threaten. It seemed like he genuinely was trying to, almost in a way, not exactly warn, but in a way of, try to nudge you in a safer path. More so, keeping you from harm instead of trying to threaten. It was the way he was looking at you, it did seem like he was trying to say things to make it so you wouldn't end up getting hurt in all of this. Not that he was trying to a threatening aura or anything.
That is fair. Although to be fair, if I wanted to see if there was any hidden intentions, I would have done a perception roll, but I didn't.
Or insight.
That's something that would come across very clearly. I just want to make sure I communicate that effectively.
That is fair.
Yeah. He would not hide that fact at all. He has almost a very caring stare to you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kotora is just going to say when Jay said that. Yeah, I'm aware. Why do you think I said what I said?
Well, good on ya. Oh. Still, he knows something.
So
At least that's my interpretation of it. Now the question is, how do we get it out of him? Because I'm not sure breaking into his place is going to really serve much of a solution if he knows something now. We could. Thoughts, or do you really want to get down into that basement?
I wonder what would be what are the chances that he will just tell me what's inside of that basement if I just ask him about it.
Well, he already said that was the cellar, and we're not supposed to know about anything else. So
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware.
I don't think that Dasher or Jace or Haboku mentioned the extra special hidden area.
Oh yeah. Asher just said he wants in the cellar, Asher just was like, I want to go downstairs, and he's like, everything you need is up here. That's just barrels and stuff down there. That was basically all it was. It was just him saying that's just a bunch of barrels and stuff down there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying
I thought they got caught up to speed, but if they didn't, they didn't.
Yeah, no,
I know Jace for sure hasn't said it. I didn't say it, but I don't think Haboku said it either.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Haboku hasn't even got in to see it, so chances are he hasn't said it.
Yeah, so Arcus, Kotora, and River are just oblivious to this, but it's
Yeah.
just part of it's part of the investigation nonetheless, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well,
We don't even know to be looking for it. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, they don't know. Like Kotora has no idea that the cellar has anything special other than potatoes.
Potatoes.
So, all right. We're in a sticky position. We know that he knows something, and then we want to get down the cellar because of the secret stuff down there. I doubt he's going to tell you the truth about anything that's down there.
Secret stuff?
Question marks above Rib's head.
Kotora tilts his head.
Asher, you didn't tell them, did you?
He shakes his head.
Oh, you see, I promised not to say. So you say.
I have only told my minion.
Well, tell the rest of the minions. Jeez. This is not how
not a
you practice
minion.
leadership.
They're
not
all
a
my
min-
minions?
I am not a minion.
I'm not a minion either.
You
Okay,
guys could have
so-
played along.
What's a minion?
We're
Asher,
supposed
just
to be
tell
on a team. We're not minions. I'm not
I-
gonna play along and pretend to be someone's minion when we're supposed to be teammates.
Sorry, Jace, I am not going to entertain this idea. I
Fine.
refuse.
Asher, just tell him.
Ugh.
Figured you would. You usually tell everybody everything right away when it involves me.
Not everything.
Jace gives him a look.
Just 90%.
Rolls his eyes. Boy can't keep a secret for the life of him. Unless it's his secret, then it's forever, and then I'm in trouble if I say anything. But no. You know, I buy something really nice for myself and tell nobody because it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure, and everybody in the neighborhood comes over to go ahead and share.
Sounds like
it-
like a handful.
It wasn't much of a secret when the bakery had to close down for the day because of it.
Look, shush.
Okay, could you guys just come out with it? We're kind of losing time. We have already lost enough time.
Fine. So all of the innkeepers have a secret stash in their cellars? And I am certain that that guy is up to no good. Because somebody had to clear out that room. And he's got the only other key.
You think someone's hidden down there?
I don't think someone is hidden down there. I think that, something is hidden down there.
Kotora is just what you might call it, just crossing his arms and nods. Okay, so we definitely got to get down there to check on that. Then it does make sense to check on it. I mean, at this point, since we already did tell him that. Wait, no. Oh wait, no, yes. We did already tell him that Regiri's stuff when missing. Couldn't we ask him to let us investigate the place?
Do you think he's just going to let us?
I mean, if he doesn't let us, he'd be hindering our investigation.
You know, I thought about just asking, but at the same time, you never know with these types of people. If he has got some involvement. It's up to you all.
But that's the thing. He will be under the assumption that we don't know about the secret thing. So perhaps maybe he wouldn't be so against it. because we wouldn't be looking specifically for it.
Except I did ask to go down and look at the ingredients down there, and he refused.
Yeah, but you did it under the pretense of your bad food, not under official investigation.
I leave it up to you guys.
I think revealing that we might be suspecting him would be a very bad idea.
You do have a point.
Generally, letting the bad guy know that you're onto them gets them to, put up extra traps or other things. And besides, if we go in there, like, right now, he could just be like, sir, come back after closing, and then he'll let us. But during that time, he's gotten buddies in there, or some kind of monster or something.
And should we wait until after closing then? Then he wouldn't have that excuse.
We could just rent a room here and then come down in the middle of the night when he's sleeping. Like,
Actually, he did tell me that he'd be happy to lend us rooms here.
Okay, so we can, we could, if there's just one lock on there, there's just one lock on there, right?
Yes.
We could just break that.
Well, I'd rather pick it.
Oh, okay. I was just more pointing out that, we could just, handle that.
Yeah, I definitely think that we should go the route of not letting him know at all. Not asking.
Okay, then we can get rooms here and investigate at night then. Sounds good.
I suppose.
Arcus, Haboku.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not
After the raid.
Because you _the_Avali raided my stream with 9 viewers.
Alternatively, we could just declare war on this entire village and just kill them all.
Yeah, sure.
After all, we've got this. We've got 9 new people here that could help us.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Fine, fine.
Arcus, Haboku, do you have any opinions?
Oh, for
Haboku
the
will
raid.
look up
That was kind of, making fun of because of the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done.
It does the whole "this hamlet shall not fall" thing. And... Anyways, Kazu, thank you very much for that raid. How are you? How was your stream? I hope you had a good time. Welcome on in, everybody. I am Razim. You guys have come into our Data Anomaly Hunter Scar campaign, which is a Digimon campaign being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. This system is for playing as Pokemon, Digimon, Monsters from Monster Hunter, and more. So do settle on in and enjoy the show, everybody. And
Haboku
yes,
will-
Raijin, it does.
Haboku will look up from where he was sniffing and just say,
Oh, yeah.
though he'll actually also lower his head and mutter, I think whoever we were chasing and got is really far away now.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking about the planet Haboku.
Asymmetrical blink before nodding.
Kotora is quickly retelling the plan to Haboku.
A little bit more confident now, adding.
All right.
Well,
What
so
about you, Arcus?
I
All
will
good?
say if you guys all genuinely if I really have miscommunicated, if you do want just any general hint as well, if I really have like miscommunicated something, I am willing to give a mutual hint if everyone agrees, if they would like it. If not, I'd like to see you all continue. I just want you to feel like you guys are, up a creek or something.
No, we're just been trying to circumnavigate the Flameon because we don't want to get him to suspect us, and we've been
Yeah,
failing
we're
at
kind
it.
of just making this a lot more complicated than it technically needs to be.
Okay, I'll let you all continue.
We know that our aim is the door. They're just a guard in the middle of it, and that's the puzzle that we're been trying to go through, not the door itself.
There's a man in front of the door that we need not in front of the door, but he continues to be in front of our door.
Which is
Yes.
why Rim is just like, we should just wait for them to not be there.
Yep.
Yee.
Okay, so we'll go with plan F, and if that doesn't work, then we go to plan E.
If plan F works, for fuck's sake, I'm just gonna walk back there and be like, I'm going down there now because investigation.
Okay, that'll be plan G.
There
And
we
if
go.
that doesn't work, then plan E again.
Half plan E. Lowercase e. Please lowercase that e.
Are you sure?
Yes. No killing anybody until
Fine.
we know for sure that he's the reason or the person that we need to kill. Or arrest or dispatch.
How many days have you guys been in this town?
This is day 2.
That's what I'm thinking. This is day 2.
Day 2, Electric Boogaloo.
We will engage in murder with a lowercase e.
Yes, as in not actually killing him.
Okay, and then plan X will be to burn down the inn.
So what do you guys want to do for the next couple of hours? Because it's not quite nighttime.
I just kind of wanted to ask him questions, but if I'm not able to go ask him questions, I guess we could just maybe look around a bit.
I will say he is perfectly open to questions. After he does finish the dishes, he would be out in the general area again. Like he doesn't just retire.
Oh yeah, no, it's just that they Jace told him not to ask questions and hold off on that, so he's just like, oh, but I wanted to ask questions.
It depends on what the party wants to do. We can always go back.
I say we might as well go look around town a bit more, see what we can find. Maybe we can find something else. And yes, Furry, murder with the lowercase e.
Didn't you? Haboku pauses, trying to get the gears turning in his head. Didn't you say all inns had the secret room? Maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
We shouldn't go looking into all the other inns when we're already struggling in looking at the first one. Especially we were not supposed to know about this.
Well, Haboku is specifically thinking about the ice on the rocks because he knows he remembers the innkeeper telling him that they had memory. May as well verify if it's actually real.
I don't know how I would ask that without upsetting somebody.
I Yeah, so I don't think Haboku said that in character.
Oh,
Yeah. Sir, that.
Yes, this is that is exactly what this is.
I love
Like,
that.
I can't get over how well it actually fits to like what was going on.
Just tell him the back door was locked. But no.
Do you actually think he wouldn't double check?
There was a chance of it.
Fair. Kotora just thought that taking that chance was stupid.
You are a very bad minion.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, you have the town to yourself. I will narrate at probably the 2-hour mark and the 4-hour mark. I will narrate something, but I will give you guys a chance before then. And technically after then.
well, it depends. Do we have anywhere we want to look at, or do we want to go ahead and let Riv ask a bazillion questions for a little while just to kill time while we think of things?
We could play tag.
No. I meant serious things. We can play tag, like, later.
Okay.
Jace looks around and goes, how old are you all again?
As old as time itself.
You're 5.
18.
Well, technically you're an adult, so I would say 18, but... Uh-huh.
Head tilt. Oh, asymmetrical blink. He does not remember.
Oh man, I'm an old man surrounded by children. Help me. So we don't have any particular place to go look?
I kind of figured we'd just go around and see what we might see. I mean, we don't have anywhere in particular to go investigate, so might just go about and see what something might pop up or stand out, and we could go investigate that.
Oh. Actually, I just thought of something. If the Gamma Mom is still back in the what is the icy restaurant called again?
Ice on the
Ice on the rocks.
Ice on the Rocks. Maybe I could ask him. Maybe I could ask him if he has seen the other two, the other two colleagues that he and Ricky associated himself with, since we kind of were also looking for them. If he has seen them, or at least know the general location where they go. That's at least something to do. I forgot to ask that earlier.
You know, why don't you do that? I've actually got a strange question for our friend back at the Shell Shack.
Sounds good.
Because if every tavern keeper has them, we found an underground tunnel. What's the chances that there's underground tunnels in the city?
Okay.
That's actually a good question. Yeah.
So we'll split up. You 3 go that way, and Team Death will go to the shell sack.
And I imagine him and Arcus, Kotora, and Riv.
Well, yeah. Haboku is minion, so he goes with Asher. Or at least Asher assumes he'll just, Haboku will come with him.
Do just that. Realistically speaking, as soon as Jace mentions tunnels, Hell says about you interested.
Maybe be back up in an hour. Go let Riv have his question thing with the barkeep.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What do you think, Rev?
Yeah, that'll be okay.
Three, two, one split. I don't know how you kids do this nowadays.
And Arcus is off.
Arcus, wait.
I should have known better.
Okay.
All right, come on, Boomer.
Rev, let's go. We gotta catch up to Arcus.
Okay.
Why are you calling me a boomer? Boomer would have been my father's generation, buddy.
Third it is.
I'm still holding you, bud.
I know. Carry me that way.
Flips Asher upside down and starts to walk.
Ah!
I love
Haboku is dutifully following behind, and he's still sniffing around, even though
Okay,
probably
well-
trying to follow the scent is pointless at this point.
Let me double check. So, what is the two parties right now, just so I have it in my notes?
Arcus, Kotora, and Rev, and then Jace, Asher, and Haboku.
Okay. And which two locations are you both going to? I think Asher was going to the Shell Shack.
Yeah, Jace's team going to the Shell Shack, and Kotora, Arcus, and Rev are going to the Eyes of the Rocks.
Excuse me, it's Team Death.
Team Death.
You are dead. No big
Not a
surprise.
big surprise.
Ah, I like that, Raichen. Yes, the other team is Team Spiky Questions.
Okay, we'll actually do the Ice on the Rocks first. And so you'll say, yeah, you're able to get there. Arcus, Koto, and Riv. Actually, no, hold on. Asher, sorry, no. Let me make sure. No, reverse that. We're gonna do the Shell Shack first.
Okay.
Jace, Asher, and Haboku, you arrive at the Shell Shack. It is mostly deserted. There's still a few people inside, the few people that you've recognized from the night before. But most people there's not really too many people. The furniture itself is still, it's kind of in misshape and repair. You can tell the establishment isn't looking the best, but there does seem to be a clear effort of attempts here. But it still looks like it's getting worse for wear.
I'm gonna walk up to the counter.
Asher
I'm
is squirming in your arms.
I'm assuming the guy's still there.
Yeah, he's up there. He welcomes you very vehemently with, like, as you come in the door, like, almost praisingly as he comes into the door. He says, "Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, have you gotten my Searle? Oh, have you gotten it?"
No, but we have some very important questions. So can we go on back? It has to do with stuff.
Yes, 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 yes. And he'll kind of move his hands this way, like anything to help get back the shell.
He'll walk in back then.
He'll definitely let all of you into the back without question. There's this heavy scent of fish in the air.
I will finally set Asher down and be like, all right, so how likely is it that there's a bunch of tunnels underneath the city?
He kind of thinks, well, I don't. And he kind of thinks a little bit, well, I know. And he kind of looks over, like what we talked about before. You know, there's always those, but we've never really had anything connected. If we had a tunnel system, it would put things at risk because he kind of looks up to you. Like the things that we discussed, if those things were to connect, then it would be so easy to just go from one area to the next. It would be a huge hindrance to the town. It would be great for crime, but bad for us.
Jace just got
Got that Jace with the expression that says, "Should we say something?"
Jace is just gonna stare at him for a few moments, be great for getting around and getting places. And you have the place we talked about, which is an easy way to get around town. And
If there was tunnels, it kind of looks. There's no tunnels connected, as far as I know. None of the innkeepers have ever had any tunnels in their special, in those places. But if there was tunnels, I guess it would help people get around. But I think that would increase the chance of likelihood of, things going wrong. I would hate to have a tunnel interrupting my area. It would have way too much breeding a chance of trouble.
Would you mind if I checked yours really quickly?
Yes, and he'll happily swing open the thing. Did you want to put your name on one of those barrels now?
Yeah. No, this is part of investigation. No talk about alcohol.
Okay. And he'll quickly go down and he will happily kind of look up. Is it okay if I just show you? Or he kind of looks like he wants to help so bad, but he does kind of look over at the other two.
Asher is now flopped in Jace's arms, going the dead weight thing.
Set you down.
I already set you down.
Oh, right. Never mind.
He hops back up and becomes dead weight.
I suppose you can show only him.
Actually, they have better perception skills than I do. We have reason to believe that there may be... I know it's a secret, but don't worry, they won't share it with anyone, except each other. Boss Minion, they have a little game going.
Right. Yes, so like we mentioned earlier, the secret little the secret hideaways, and he'll say as he opens up the the wooden trap door kind of thing, as there's a ladder leading downstairs as he starts to kind of ramble a little bit. So yeah, like I was telling him, we used to have, well, not to say we have these now. We used to use these for hiding out if bandits were wanted to be in town. A lot of the innkeepers actually used to even sleep down here too. It was always a safe place. So we actually end up setting up, and he kind of, as he's moving around, you see him moving around to the wall, as he's kind of feeling around the wall as he presses in one of the slabs. As he does, the door kind of moves over to the side, as you kind of see a huge slab of rock just kind of slowly move to the left. And this is, like I said, where we would always hide out in case of bandits. Back in the old days, we didn't have any sort of really protections from bandits outside of just trying to keep ourselves safe, so we always put our valuables in here. And he kind of looks around, and you can tell the barrels inside there is clearly of a higher make and quality than the barrels on the outside. It is almost like a night and day difference between the quality of the inside produce and the quality of the outside. Especially with all the trade we've been getting, we've been known to have rare items here, and certain people come along and think we're nothing more than loot farms as they just come by and try to take all the rare items that we have. And he kind of looks around. Most of it's dug out by dirt, though we've tried to reinforce it over the years to make it a little bit more homely, but doing that might end up making it even more unsettling, so we try to keep it around mostly dirt, but some of us like to have tile and the like, and he'll kind of redirect you in here. You're happy to move things around, though I do ask that you at least be gentle with it. It is my most precious stock, and the things I've accumulated over working here, but if it means getting back my shell, I'm happy to help.
Alright, Haboku, Asher, go ahead and put those noses to work. Let's see if we can find anything. I can supply a dot in perception to somebody.
Kinda... That's a 1. Let me try a boost die for body. It is up to a 3 for investigation.
Okay.
Don't forget
and
to
I'll
type
go
that
ahead
in
and have
the
it.
box.
Yeah. Ashley, I'll let you get yours as well.
I'll go ahead and take that bonus. Though Asher was paying very close attention to how he opened this one.
Yeah.
Just making note of that.
Ew. Paying very close attention.
Hello, willpower?
Well, this is for him looking around in this room.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I think I'm going to use willpower. That's better.
Okay.
Nice.
I would say, especially with that, especially with both of those combined, Haboku's kind of looking at one thing, Asher's kind of looking at the other. You do sniff around. The sense itself seems to have that almost that smell of alcohol in the air. It is a very heavier scent. It's even so much you could almost smell that scent coming through the walls, as if like even the walls itself is not enough to kind of keep out that heavy scent, especially with y'all's more sensitive nose. You can tell that whatever is in here is not exactly that insulated, and smells could essentially leave through the ground itself, or even through like the walls itself. As he does kind of go on to mention that you can tell that the area is not exactly insulated. It is more just to, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know, mostly. As it's a very rudimentary design. You can tell it's very like even the mechanisms itself that seem to keep it open and closed seem to be very rudimentary, as it seems like it hasn't been updated to a more modern way of like hiding, especially Asher, you knowing traps especially. This would not really fool anyone of common day trap finding if they knew that they were looking for it. The obscurity is mostly in the fact that people don't know of it more than if someone was trying to look for it. You'd imagine you could probably, if everyone is as simple as this, you could probably find it.
Well, especially because knowing that the scent kind of permeates, there were chemicals being dropped outside of the inn.
And as for you, Haboku, you end up not as much as you're kind of perceiving different things. You do look into the wall. The earth itself on the walls do seem to be of a kind of thicker, almost earth texture. It clearly hasn't been paved. This is not a fancy room. Like this is what you can get. This is a hideout, and this is what it's meant to be as a hideout. It is not a living quarter. It is a hideout, and it is designed in a way that is such that. The walls itself seem to be at least like packed in enough to keep it to where there is no like obviously cave-in. You see a few support beams inside the room to keep any sort of dirt or anything of thing to provide cave-ins. You are far enough down in the earth that you wouldn't have to worry about water seeping in as much. But overall, it seems like it is kind of like a hidey hole, as a very rudimentary hidey hole.
Is there any overlap that he would notice that seems to familiarity with the tunnel they followed?
The ground itself does not seem to be made of that. Almost like whenever you were going through that tunnel, it seemed almost very pristinely made, where the dirt itself was almost. I mean, it was almost like perfectly carved out. This seems exactly like the opposite. It is very rudimentary. There is still some roots and stuff that are hanging out of the walls in some areas of just plants that just never got trimmed. It is this. If the other tunnel was elegance, this is rudimentary.
So whoever made the other tunnel had time, or at least skill.
Skill or time, one of the two.
Say, do you know who's good with digging around here?
Okay, we have so many different people in and out. I don't know anyone that would stay long enough to dig. We have a giant river to the left of us, and plantains and fields out to the right. I guess you could ask some of the farmers out there. They gotta till they gotta go till those fields every now and then. So I'm sure they might know something about digging, but I haven't really had a purpose for knowing a digger for any reason. I have my little cubby hole here and my little hidey hole, but we're not really a town of diggers. There's not any precious resources up underground as far as we've been aware. No one's came by and found diamonds underneath our town. All of our merchandise and value seems to come from above the ground.
A bunch of secret tunnel hosts. No one's found diamonds, probably because they never said anything.
That might very well be. If there's a secret in this town, they're not going to share it. This town's riddled with merchants and gossipers and people coming from up and down, left and right. There's all kinds of people in the town. There's more rumors than facts around here.
Haboku will nod.
Sounds like we got what we needed here, boys. Any other questions? Otherwise, we should probably go catch up with the others. I'm gonna take it that we're done here. I appreciate it. We just wanted to check out some specifics.
Yeah, and like I say, if you can find my shell, I'd really appreciate if you returned it.
We're working on it. But you have a nice one, and thank you for letting us see this.
Certainly, if it helps the investigation, the town is really grateful. We've been having a lot of people falling in hard times around here. We really appreciate what you do.
Of course. Come on, boys.
Yep.
I'm assuming Asher got what he needed.
Yep, and we'll see what
Yep.
Arcus, Kotora, and Riv, see what they're doing.
So a little bit after Arcus runs off, he's gonna just sort of stop for a moment. Huh?
Yep, Riv would probably catch up after, like, a couple of seconds. Because he did run off after once he realized that Arcus was,
So would Kotora.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
Eyes on the rock. The icy restaurant.
Oh, okay. And
Yep.
he
Go
looks
on,
like
run
he's about... Huh?
Don't go on it alone, Arcus, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, team.
And then he starts running circles around you two.
Out of character. Okay, I'll deal with this one hyperactive child and this other not so hyperactive child. You take care of that hyperactive child and that distractible by questions child. We'll go separate ways, okay? Okay.
We're just going to go and ask the Gamamon a few more questions. If you guys have any others that you want to ask, now's the time to think about them. I just want to ask if he knows where his other colleagues might be, or where they are usually where they're headed.
Well, okay. That'll be the rest of the session, everyone. Kotora just gave free reign to Riv to ask questions.
It just happened.
I will say, you do get to the ice on the rocks. As you look inside, the Gamamon isn't inside. It doesn't look like anything's going wrong in there. He's just not there. You kind of look around at the table where he was, and his stuff is gone for now.
Oh dang. Okay, I'm gonna ask the whatchamacallit, the innkeeper of this inn is the tavern keeper of this tavern is a Frigimon, right?
The Icemon, yeah.
Oh,
Icemon.
Okay.
With extreme memory issues.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Kotra is going to ask him if he remembers if he knows where the Gamamon went.
Yeah, it says, "Oh, darling, I think they said something about reporting, and I think they were gonna go report, or I'm sorry, darling. I think they said something about interviewing something. Maybe it was to help someone else in town. I think they finished up here not too long ago. I think it was not too long ago, darling. I'm sorry about that.
Do you mind if I ask the other the predators if they know where he went?
You see one of the other patrons that are kind of like there. It says they went over to investigate the arena. This person kind of gestures over. They just haven't had their head straight on for a few days. I saw the little lad. They said they found something over with the arena or the museum of, I think, some kind of musical theater. I don't know. I think it said something about going out there. They're really getting real loud near the end. I just wanted to hear in peace. Museum, musical, something about there. So I gotta go investigate someone who's lost something.
Actually, I think he might be talking about the theater then. The people that lost, remember the Shopman that lost his boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the place. If she's not there, then we can go to the museum. Yeah, let's go.
Kiki. And he starts doing circles.
I would say you'd make your way easily to the amphitheater. The town, you have a lay of the town enough. You'd make it easily to the amphitheater. The amphitheater right now is currently no one's sitting there. It's not closed because it's an amphitheater. It's an open area kind of thing. You do see both the Shoutmon as well as the Ogremon, and they seem to be kind of practicing. At least you see the Ogremon on the drums, and the Shoutmon seems to be trying to learn how to play the guitar, but it's not very much success. And then at the end of the and like the stands, you actually do see the Gamamon on the stands, kind of watching him a little bit with their little notepad out, kind of writing some things down.
The Gamamon's name was Koa, right?
Yeah, Kawa.
Yeah. When Kotora sees the Gamamon, he's going to head towards her location and just wave while saying her name. Koa, I found you.
You see them kind of like poke up a little bit. Oh, Kotora, hi. You see him stand up very excitedly, kind of looking at you. I just got done interviewing these people over there. Did you believe the shaman lost his voice? Have you came across it in your investigations at all?
Kotora nods. Yeah, we kind of met them. We kind of met them a few days ago. It's really unfortunate what happened to this band. Happened right after whatchamacallit, right after that big concert that they had in this town.
Yeah, I remember that concert. I was even in when I left that concert. The Shaman's foster was so cool. He had this like metal thing going. I think he calls it metal. It doesn't really something about screaming or something. It sounded cool in the moment. A little bit weird after the fact, but it sounded cool in the moment with this big old microphone and everything. But they split up after I left. He said the guitarist went all the way to Kenzo, and now they're all here alone. It's so sad.
Indeed. We might be able to meet their guitarists when we go back to Kenzo to report our findings, more than likely. Maybe we can get some information from them if we can when we do that.
Yeah, and maybe you can ask them to come back here. Well, once we figure out what's going on here and we make it safe for the town, then they can play all they want here, and they won't have to worry about anyone judging them or have to worry about any dangers here, and then they'll become hot hit stars in no time.
From what I heard that the cousin was before the tragedy, I think that could likely happen actually. Koa, I want to ask you a question if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see them pulling out a notebook, and they seem to like rifling through their bag as they're trying to find a fresh notebook, and then they pull out like a fresh notebook, and then like kind of get their hands in line to start writing. What you got?
So Regiri when we were talking with Regiri the other day, he mentioned you and a couple of other colleagues that we could ask about when it came to trying and find more about the stuff that had been going on in the town. And he's going to mention the other two that Regiri told them about.
Well, let's see. There's Ashu, the Igiyomon. I don't really think there was many other reporters. Ashu kind of left whenever everything started. He was gone way before. After those rains came, he said he was done with this town. He doesn't want to be involved with the town like this. He said he's a reporter, but he's not going to risk his life for some random weather event. He's bigger. He kind of looked down at me. He says like, "Oh, I'm more important than a weather event. I'm not a weathercaster. I'm going to go down and find some real news." He was really kind of mean about it.
That is fair, but do you know where exactly they went?
Yeah, they said they were going. I think they said they were going to Kenzo to do some reporting there. Apparently, they're building some walls in Kenzo around the whole area to keep it safe. I think he wanted to go ask about those walls. He said something about those walls being the biggest things that's been built in the town in a long time. He wanted to go see what all the fuss was about all the need for it. He wanted to see if there's any information going on. A town that big must have people gossiping.
Okay, one moment.
Also, Riv and Arcus, you were also there as well.
Yep. It's just that most of Riv's questions right now would just be about random stuff, and I don't want to just take up a bunch of time with that.
What you got, do you have anything, Arcus?
I do have one.
Yeah.
Kawa, was it?
Yeah.
So you're sure you told no one where you were going when you went to the water plant?
Of course not. I go all over the place. I didn't tell anyone I was coming to the amphitheater today. I didn't tell anyone I was going to the museum. I'm a reporter. I tell things after I finish discovering them. No use in reporting something if they're gonna go to it myself. I don't want to report on myself. I want to report on things I find.
Arcus just kind of looks down then, thinking.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned the Digimon named Asher, and I just remember what the other one was. Was a Gargomon named Pora. Does the other one that I was thinking of when I was thinking of the other reporters or Regulus associates?
Let's see here, Poor?
Yeah.
Where do I have it? So I have the three reporters as Ashu, Kawa, and Ragiri. Oh, Boru. I think you're talking about that. They were Boru was a Pokemon that was actually doing guided tours around the place. So they were very prevalent in going around to different places, but they were more like doing guided tours around the area.
Huh. I mean,
I think that was my bad.
No, yeah, like I went back to look for the thing because I know you mentioned 3 cameramans besides Ragiri, and you put that at least. You put that at least. A Gamamon named Kawa, an Egimon named Ashu, and a Galgamon named Pora.
I will find that. What was the Digimon?
Galgamon. Galgomon.
I think that might have actually left me. Not to lead you down a rabbit hole, but I think I might have accidentally let that. Yeah, because I have my entire notes here. I think we're gonna retcon say that is not a thing, only because I don't think. Yeah, I would have to go back and see. I think I might have had that planned for something else by mistake.
Ah, okay.
I'm looking here, double
that
checking everything. Oh, wait, no, that's a Gargamon. Oh, Gargamon. No, that you are correct. Okay,
Yeah,
no,
Gargamon.
it is here. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that is correct. That was one of the older. That was one of the older ones that accidentally swapped out. Okay, that is yeah. So I do know where they are at the moment. Okay, that explains it. Yeah. So they were mentioning what you remember is they mentioned. Oh yeah, Pora. Yeah, I think he actually went over to one of the other towns too as well. But he hasn't been in town for a long while. But he used to be an old reporter in town for a while, but then he ended up leaving. He hasn't been here even since the rain started. He left town a few months ago.
I see. that he probably wouldn't really know much about what's going on here. Although, just in case, do you know what town that he went to?
Let's see. I think he said he was going over to the northwest where the forest was. He says that there's a lot of things been going on around there in the forest, and he wanted to check it out.
Noted. Thank you.
That is where I have it. Thank you very much for that. That is a star point for you. Because that was... I have them where they went, but they were completely out of the town, so I didn't include them in this town's plot line.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, I had them in the... I had them in a separate plot line thread.
That's fair. No, yeah, it's because we were planning to investigate the other cameraman, and Kotora realized that the Gamma might know where they are, so
Yeah.
he wanted to check on that.
Yeah, he will tell you that Ashu himself went to the Kenzo, and Poro did end up going to the forest region.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you're talking, give me just a flat percentile die.
Okay.
Okay. As you are talking, actually, Riv and I want Riv as well as Arcus to also give me percentile dies.
Gotcha.
As you're beginning to talk a little bit, Kotora, as you were talking with Kawa, they mentioned, hey, what? She kind of looks. I think you're. She kind of seems like she's trying to say something, as she's kind of looking curiously at your head a little bit. More so looking at your horn in particular. She says, "Did you brush your horn up against something?"
Kotora blinks. Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah, it looks. It looks like, and she kind of looks a little closer. It's, and she's like trying to look. Did you run into anything on your way here?
No, that I can think of. No, what's wrong with my horn? I can't exactly look at it right now.
Arcus is gonna look at it.
Yep, Riv is also going to look at it.
As you were talking, as Koto's kind of looking around, you notice that it's very crudely, but do you notice that parts of the horn seem to kind of like almost like pixelating a little bit? Not entirely, as it seems it's definitely not like in an instant, but it does seem to almost like it's kind of like growing like little like splotches of like glitch area on the horn itself.
Oh no.
That's not good.
Is anybody gonna tell Kotora about this?
What is Kotora shaking her head? You look fine.
You know what, Kotora? I think we should go back to the others.
Yeah, we should probably leave like right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Riv is basically going to start grab one of Kotora's arms and start pulling him out.
Arcus was going to do the same with the other
Grab
arm.
the other arm, Arcus.
It's nice talking with you.
Nobody actually told him I was wrong.
Well, he's gonna tell him like right then and there. He's just gonna wait until like the moment they step outside.
Oh, look, Asher, it looks like we get to do Plan Little E after all, because if there's a party member in danger, Jace's stance on being stealthy is going to very quickly change to I'm throwing that man to a wall.
Maha! It does not help that, like, not even, like, 20 minutes ago, Kotora said that he was the strongest one.
And that he was by himself.
Now, that could just be complete happenstance. However, it does not look good on him.
You also have to assume whether someone would believe Kotora saying that he is the strongest.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
That was more my point. It was just that it looks kind of fucking really bad.
Yeah.
I will say it doesn't seem to like it definitely doesn't disappear like what you've seen with some of the other like people that have clearly lost something. It seems more like it's not even how other people described it either. Other people described it almost as like threads that were unraveling until it's gone. This one, as you kind of look at the horn, it seems more like it's just almost splotches, if so, like not just almost completely randomized splotches, and it doesn't really seem to be getting too worse. Like you'll see like a few kind of like almost like bubbles here and there, as it kind of like pixels a little bit, but it doesn't really seem like it's going away like entirely. It's more like it's trying to, but it's just not being very successful at it.
Okay, so it's like starting, but it's like really slow going.
It is extremely slow going, and it seems almost completely random where it seems to be like hitting here and there and here and there.
Arcus is trying to whisper to Riv. I think we need to go check out that place now.
I will say you do catch up with the other group. By the time you catch up with the other group, I would say only maybe 10% of the horn has been like affected, and it doesn't really seem to be getting too much worse over the course of the time. Like maybe just a slow like spot here and there, but it's definitely not rapid like how everyone else described it. But you would be able to meet up with the rest of the group.
Would the rest of the group immediately notice?
Not from a distance, but with everyone kind of like the rush of it, I would say like it's not going to take more than 20 seconds for you guys to convey what's going on.
Taking the full 20 seconds, and Haboku's eyes will dilate upon seeing Kotora's horn.
Jace is going to go, okay, plan E. Let's go.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Oh, look, we're getting reinforcements.
So, just to be sure, like out of game, they haven't actually gone through what all of the different plans are, right? at least around everyone.
May or may not. I'm not sure what plan they're on now, personally, but
I mean,
plan E is kill him.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, has that been explained to?
Yes. Asher has not been quiet about what plan E is. Though Jace did convince Asher to go with plan little e, which is violence without killing. But I don't know if Asher picked up on that.
anyways, you may interact with each other after I would say you all would see the horn.
Haboku is on high alert around Kotora as he's just panically pawing at his horn as if trying to get it to stop.
Kotora is not touching his horn is not touching his horn at the chance that touching it may just make it spread towards the rest of his body. Although he is kind of weirded out at how slow going it is. Why is it going so slow?
He's trying to scare us away.
Everybody else who described this sounded like it was very immediate and very painful.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of you kind of just have to guess.
My guess is we know.
I'm going to apologize. Kind of got taken by ADHD there.
Mm-hmm.
I understand Kotora's horn is missing.
No, it's not missing, but
Or
it's
starting to.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's slowly going away when everybody else who had described it as a limb of them going away was like very fast and very
Almost
painful.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
Did anything happen before that started happening?
innkeeper, unfortunately.
We were just talking with the
Gamamon.
the guy.
Yeah, the Gamamon Kawa.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were just talking with the reporter guy, and it just
Mhm.
started disappearing.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Arcus and Rib just took Kotora and we began hauling back.
Yep. Instantaneously.
Jace goes, I think we need to go threaten an innkeeper.
Yeah, I think we need to go down and just say we need to check out that cellar thing.
Do you guys
Plan
want to do it the
literally
nice
it
way, or
is.
do you want me to put a knife through his throat?
Preferably the less violent option first.
Yeah. As much of a hurry I kind of am to fix this, we probably shouldn't just beat someone up instantly. We should probably just try and break in first.
Asher does want to try something.
Go ahead.
He wants to try his ability on Kotora's horn. See if he can maybe either sever it or trace it.
Okay. Go ahead
Because
and give
it's
me
actively happening.
Yep, no, I 100% agree. Go ahead and give me that roll.
If I recall correctly, you had me use my move.
Yeah, the move.
Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I had to use
No,
the
I'm
move
checking.
last
I'm
time.
double checking
Okay.
numbers. Okay, looks like it is.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
You aren't able. So as you do try the ability, you can feel that it's slowly deteriorating. With enough kind of effort, and you're kind of like trying to essentially use data to kind of patch it over, kind of like a way skin grafting works a little bit, but with his horn instead. As you're trying to like rework some of the keratin of the horn to kind of overcoat that, the missing data itself seems to be not on the outside. It doesn't seem to really be like on the outside. As you're kind of investigating the horn, it seems to be you even notice more of it on the inside as well as the outside, almost like a porous kind of horn. But as you're trying to essentially mess with the data, you do feel that you have, like, if you keep focusing on it, you're able to keep the data from kind of leaking out as you're kind of patching it. It takes you a little bit of effort and a definite strain, but you feel like you've able to, after enough time and effort, you're able to get it patched up enough to where you feel like it's not pulling on his horn anymore. It's not pulling on the horn.
His priority is trying to trace where it's going.
He's trying to track it.
Yeah. It does seem to kind of almost go. It seems to kind of almost go into the air a little bit, but it does actually kind of move towards the east direction, which is in the direction of the tavern.
Flaming Mane?
But it is very faint. That general direction. It could technically be either, but it is east of where you guys are.
Asher is going to keep this going and start running off in that direction. For the rest of you, you would
Arcus
see
is-
his ring glowing golden.
Arcus is following.
Kotora can feel his horn being reconstructed, so he's kind of aware of what Asher is doing, so he's just following without a question.
If Kotora is following, then Haboku is following because he
Rib is
he does
going
not.
right behind.
He's not liking what he's seeing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got enough XP for me to be able to remove the negatives of using this move.
Yeah. But yeah, you're heading towards the ends itself. It's because you blocked it off. The traces do end up at least vanishing, but it is around this general area. Like you're in the general area, but since you cut off its ability to
Well-
keep damaging it further,
Okay, let me rephrase. First priority was to trace. If he
Yeah.
couldn't trace, then it was to cut it off.
okay. So if that's the case, then Kotora, your horn would slowly, not like I said, it's very very slow, and it does almost leave almost like a pixelated trail. Though the horn is actually deteriorating a little bit, but very slowly as you're making your way towards there. It does seem to go, and as you kind of make its way, it seems to almost as if go into the ground itself. You're around
the
you're
end?
around outside, around the end. Yes, it seems to actually be around the west side of the inn.
Flaming Mane in particular, because you said it could be
Yep.
either. So
Yep, flaming. Yes, with that roll, you would say that it is around the flaming main. The data seems to almost be as if it's trying to get into the ground itself, as it just kind of almost phases through the ground like wisps of smoke through a cloud.
would that be vaguely in the direction of where the cellar would have been?
You would not have any idea of where the cellar would be. You, especially you personally, but it is like underground next to it. It's also where it is also underneath the window in the inn.
So Jace, Kotora, and Asher would identify that.
Yes.
Yep, you would recognize that is the area where the underneath the window.
So before
Okay.
we go in, I just want to make it clear. We're no longer asking. We're going to tell him if he's up that we are going down there.
Yeah.
Do we just want to go in through the back door when he's not paying attention?
It's locked.
It's locked.
We could just-
can.
No,
We could just get through that.
We should just ask him directly at this point.
But hey, okay.
And you were gonna say something, Asher?
I would say we should go through the back. Time is of the essence, but we want to ambush him, not let him ambush us.
Kotora, do you want front or back?
I'm not sure.
You take
Haboku?
mid.
Haboku's still hanging on and desperately to Kotora, not really paying much attention to anything else. He doesn't. He's probably aware that what he's doing isn't helping. That he's just doesn't like seeing Kotora vanish.
Split party. Damn it. We make a decision.
All right, let's go.
Fine.
Asher's just
Back
gonna
it
head
is.
to the back.
I will say it will take you a little bit of time to get the lock undone at the back. It
Can I
would
roll for
just
it?
Yeah, you can roll for it, of course. It's just about the time, depending on how many successes, is depending on how long it takes.
Or maybe Asher should, and I should both boost him.
I mean, I think we both have one dot in subterfuge.
Yep.
So just go ahead. Asher will assist.
Body boost.
Body boost.
Hey,
There you
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice.
Body boost pays off.
Also, while Jace is getting the lock, Asher is going to be kind of doing that kind of wake up app to Haboku. Hey, we need you present. We're gonna need your help with this. Come on, focus.
Okay.
I know it's scary, but we can do this.
Jace, you able to get the okay, sure, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say to Haboku, thanks for trying to comfort me. I'm sorry if I'm scaring you though. I'm fine though. I know this is not fine, but I'm fine.
My theory is that the innkeeper's trying to recreate his wife.
That is a fun theory.
I mean, he did take the mind of the Icemon, who, if I recall, is female. And a bunch of other body parts throughout the town, so...
Okay, and I would say, Jace, you were able to get in the door relatively quick enough. It's not the quietest thing in the world, but you were able to get the door pretty easily. I don't really think stealth is as much of a prevalent, but you are able to at least get the door open and the lock is undone. You do hear some like general sounds of like running water on the inside and some like dishes that seem to be just being done. But you can either wait for that to pass or you can just go right in.
Any votes from the group?
Go right in.
Jace is going right in then.
Okay.
There's some knives
Unless
to
I'm
the
hearing
right.
an argument.
So I know you've got your own.
And yep, Kotora, in terms of going inside, who is showing up first inside?
I think
Probably
Jason
Jace,
actually.
Yeah, Jace because he picked the door, and Ashley because he was right next to him. So.
Okay. As you make your way inside, pretty fast. Like I said, this is all happening very fast, but you just see them just casually just seem to be washing dishes at the sink there. Seem to be cleaning off some daily food and the like.
Do we want to roll stealth checks, guys?
There is
Out
going to
of
be
character.
another lock directly behind him, by the way. You do know that there is a lock directly behind him to get into the cellar.
Yep. I just want to make sure all the players have input out of character. So do we want to
Yeah.
roll stealth, guys?
I have 0 and subterfuge, so
I'd say
Riv
this is,
rolls like 2 dice, so.
I'd say we're going loud.
All right. I guess I'm just walking up to a lock and starting to pick it.
Jace, let me handle the lock. You go take care of him.
All right.
And you kind of
Everybody
get in. He'll turn around and you just kind of noticing general commotion. He just kind of turns around. It's like, oh, welcome back. Have you? And kind of, he does look kind of genuine. He looks genuinely like curious at you guys. He just kind of like points to like the front door and then the back door and then the front door and the back door. He's just kind of looks really confused.
I will make sure to put myself then, and I'm going to need Haboku next to me, between myself and the back door, and I'm going to go, we need to get down there.
He kind of looks, yeah, as though sup, and he just kind of looks. He looks like you have like the most serious look on your face, don't you?
yes,
Okay.
yes, Haboku does, surprisingly. His eyes look very focused. There's a threat nearby, and he wants us to find it.
Yeah,
you
Jace
look
says that, look,
him-
I'm ready to go now.
Kind of looks. He says, as he kind of looks you dead in the eye, says, "You know what's down there, don't you?"
You should have told us. We're going to talk later.
He kind of looks around. He says, honestly, and there was just like a serious look, especially to you specifically, Jace. He says, you were in the presence of 4 kids. I didn't want to send them down there to something even worse. He reaches up and he immediately goes and he gives you the key immediately, and he says, I want you to know there is things down there. The secret. I'm not even gonna try it. There is a secret cellar down there. You're gonna find what you want to there. You'll press a stone on the far right corner.
You will be here when we get back up. We are bringing you back. You understand this?
He says, yes, but I do have one thing I want to ask. And you see him kind of like just joking very sadly at you.
And that is?
He will reach up to like a jar in the top of it, and he will end up grabbing a photo from it. And in the photo, you see I'll post in the chat, but you see an Effectmon. And it seems to be him and the Effectmon looking very happily together, but the tail is completely missing. When and if you see her down there, please just make sure that you take care of him first and free her after. I don't want her to be used anymore. And as you look at the golden fur on the Effectmon's body, you realize that the tail itself is almost a direct mirror of Ragiri's tail that he had hiding under his cloak most of the time.
Toss Asher the key. I guess we should drop into formation too, huh?
He kind of looks down there. He's been down there since you got back. I was hoping he said he was leaving town after this, and that anything down there would be freed, and he's gonna go town now that he's been, well, found.
Out of
It's
character, I'm
dangerous
just
down
glad
there.
I called it true that Ragiri was bad. Maha.
He just kind of looks to you, Jace. It's just like, I was gonna tell Kotora earlier, but he seemed too soft for what was down there, and I didn't want anyone else to lose things. And you see him kind of almost like tearing up a little bit as he's kind of looking at you and realizing, like, he's looking around. He's like, you realize you're bringing these children to something that could kill them.
I point at my child and go, "We've been through the wilderness."
And the rest?
Probably have their own stories. We ended up in that place for a reason.
Whoever's attacking him,
He's pointing at Kotora.
they will pay.
Anyways, they're adults. They want to walk away, they can walk away now.
Kotora is just looking sad as his horn is just is slowly eroding from him.
You kind of see him as he does kind of like make eyes on you, and like the second he does that, you see him kind of like almost just almost drop a second, like almost drop to his knees. He's kind of getting eye level with you, and just like, oh god. You see him just overcome with like emotions as he's like staring at you, Raharu.
In Kotora, but yes.
Oh, sorry, Kotora says, I'm so sorry. I thought
All
if you
right.
didn't go down there, he wouldn't mess with you. But yes, here, take the key, please. Just do something. Just, please.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And he gives you the key, and you're able to quickly get the lock undone. As you make your way down the ladder itself, you do pick up on a little bit of hints of that sulfur smell that that chemical smell that you're familiar with, especially you, Haboku.
I'm gonna pre-draw my blades.
Yep. He was going to wait for everyone else to be done talking and for, like, people to start shuffling down. But Riv is going to give the innkeeper not like angry, but upset and disappointed kind of look.
Yeah.
And just go, we tried asking. You could have just told us, and now because you didn't, my brother's getting hurt.
The guy looks says, I was hoping to prevent anyone from getting hurt. He said he'd leave town. I thought you guys didn't have any. I thought he didn't have anything on you guys. I thought he was tucking tail and running, not trying to stick around and cause trouble.
And do you think that he'd, after all of this, just pack up, leave, and never hurt anyone again?
He'd hurt someone else in another town. But I also was afraid he'd hurt. Well, I just wanted him out of this town.
Rib is giving him an even more disappointed look and then just going down.
Arcus is just looking at him and just says, We'll be taking you back to Kinzo and get a statement from you there. And then heads up back down.
You kind of see him clutching the photograph of his wife and him together, kind of holding it to his chest a little bit. Kind of, you see him kind of mumbling some sort of something to himself. But as you make your way down, you do end up seeing, like I said, there was a lot of it's just storage, potatoes, sacks, wine. You all know that this is definitely not the area that you're supposed to be in, and especially Haboku would be able to kind of smell the air, and there was a clear scent of that chemical smell coming from the west side of the west side of the room downstairs.
He said to look for a stone, right?
Yep. As you kind of look, you kind of look around, especially in the corner that he mentioned, and after kind of moving your hands around a little bit, you feel a click, and a door begins to open up, and a very bright red light, almost like not even a bright, more of a dim red light, seems to begin to peer through, as you guys would step into essentially what would be a red room, except all of the photos here are none of the photos that you have ever seen before. All of these photos seem to have that exact same like glitch texture to them, and every single one of them seem to be rung up on their own wires and have great detail paid attention to them. It's like what you saw in Nagiri's room, but ×3 with a lot more careful, like, put to them, and a lot more care put to them. And out the backside, you actually do see a very, very clean looking tunnel that seems to go deeper into the ground.
Tally-ho.
Yep.
He really was him, huh? I wonder how he ended up doing that body switcheroo.
Those blank photographs, we already established there's a chance he might be able to teleport.
Yes. And hopefully it's not something that he can just do on a whim. Otherwise, actually catching him may just be pointless.
Here's hoping that he cornered himself.
Yes.
Let's go. Stay in the back, Kotora.
I will.
As you make your way down the tunnel, it is very dark down here, by the way. How are you lighting up this area? You're going down a dark tunnel and leaving the red light room.
I will say, hey, as the evidence becomes more and more visibly apparent, and Haboku has some ghostly flames beginning to flicker in his mouth.
Okay, that will light the way.
Also,
we
Asher's
have
collar is
flashlight.
probably still glowing as
All
well.
glowing. I'm just gonna pull out a flashlight from the bag because we got those adventure kits.
Yep. Ribs headlamp.
Yeah, and Kotora can produce a small flame in his hand.
And there's enough light going around that Arcus's low light would definitely help him here.
All of us have our own light source.
Yep. And as you make your way down the tunnel, you do hear what sounds to be the distant sounds of some kind of commands being given. It only seems to be one voice. And as you all kind of making your way, into what seems to be more of an opening, where there does actually, as you kind of weave tunnels a little bit, it goes on for a little bit, like a decent amount. I'd probably say maybe up to like a quarter mile into this ground. But after you get to there, you do end up seeing what looks to be the light and a area that seems to open up into a very much larger area.
I don't think we're hesitating to move in at this point.
Nope.
Nope, not on the slightest.
Actually,
Hmm?
question.
Mm-hmm.
Were there barrels of alcohol in the cellar?
In the cellar room itself, but not in the red room. The red room was completely cleaned out and purely designated to photo development. I could actually share what.
No.
This is the cellar area, and this is the tunnel, and that would be like the big opening you're gonna see at the end.
What were you gonna say, Sim?
Yeah.
Well, we've got Kotora that can summon fire and flammable liquid in the first room.
Yeah, but there it sounds like he has a hostage is the problem.
Yeah.
Fine. But we also have Riv who could go and protect the hostage.
Is he going to question the fire until it goes away?
You're not going to use my brother as a shield.
No offense, Tal, but
Also, I don't freeze things immediately by getting near it. The fire will just keep spreading. I need to be around liquid for a while for it to freeze.
you know, you do the best you can when raising children.
I mean, I didn't say that in character for the record.
I know.
We're just
jumping on the funny.
It was just funny to respond.
Yeah.
Out of character, I don't think we have time to actually do the fight, unfortunately, tonight. But I have a feeling we're going to get in there and initiative's going to happen.
Yeah,
yes, that's exactly correct.
I like to see at least a dramatic opening.
That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm kind of getting at. We're gonna have the dramatic opening, and then that'll be the cliffhanger.
I have one thing I could do for fun.
I will say you can put yourself in a lineup order at the entrance of this tunnel at the end. This very, very clearly drawn tunnel here, but you can line yourself up there in terms of a marching order. There's space if it's two on one if it's two to the left and right. Not this one, over to the right. That's the cellar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So one all the way to the right. This is the tunnel leading into the big open area.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of have your assignment order there.
What's our actual normal order? Normal, it's Asher and Haboku in the front, apparently. So.
Yeah, get yourself a little situated here. While you're getting situated, I'll just kind of narrate some stuff going on. Unless you need to talk about... There you go, Zach. I actually don't know what your initiative looks like. I think that seems to be what you guys have been doing so far.
Normally Haboku was on front, but I think Chase was taking the lead this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
Kind of marching.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right.
You see as, and also Kotora, your horn is progressively getting a little bit worse as this time goes on. Just to reiterate.
Yeah, I figured.
You healed your horn. You make your way into the room. You hear someone, you see almost a very, almost cocky sounding voice, almost in a very familiar tone you see. You see what looks to be as you go into this open room, you see what looks to be a few of those abominations that you remember seeing earlier, and they all seem to be digging out what looks to be a tunnel at the end of the long, at the other end of the corner. And as you go into this room, you see a few different things stacked up here and there, a few photos that seem to be strewn around, and even 4 photos that have been fully developed that seem to be just lying around on the floor at this point, almost as if someone has scattered these in a random, and almost in a rush. You do see what looks to be your friend Ragiri sitting on top of a cage with what looks to be the effect mon that seems to be kind of curled up a little bit, against one of the corners of the cage seems to be just kind of almost just hoarding themselves a little bit, as Ragiri seems to be commanding the abominations to dig the tunnel faster. And in his hands, you see him holding a photo. And especially you, Asher, you being the front of the line, you would see some of the data of Kotora seems to be almost being drawn out of the photo itself into his little like camera hands, as he seems to almost like he is rapidly trying to weave data out of this photo itself.
So, can you sever the connection now?
Yes, actually. I'll say with the massive roll you had earlier, you sever the connection. The horn does not go back to normal, but you feel that you've severed it enough. And when the second you do, he like immediately starts looking around as he realizes his photo is just kind of flopping around a little at this point. And obviously the only place to really look is the entrance, and he sees you guys. And you see just the widest grin come across his face as possible as he is kind of looking out at you all, and most likely some stunned faces. He just says, "What's wrong? Never seen a dead man walking before?"
Well,
Just
surrender.
keeping a careful eye on where exactly Kotora's data was going when being siphoned.
Jace is just going to say, "You can either come quietly, or we can fight. I don't care which. But I'm not going to be nice to you."
He kind of looks around, almost tapping his foot at the edge of the cage, kind of making a rattling sound as it causes the Effectmon to kind of like cower a little bit more in the corner. You know, I thought that innkeeper would at least try fighting some of you before letting you down here. He was an awful person, not even able to help an inch when all of this. You'd think someone would fight more for their wife after all.
I like how this group is doing 0% banter with him now.
Yep.
No, Jace is uninterested. I don't think the rest of us are, so I think we're just going to move in at this point, aren't
Yep.
we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the initiative this week or next week?
We'll start the initiative next week, so it's a little bit easier to keep track of. Everyone's just going to ask where I am in initiative.
Fair.
Indeed. Also, there was a thing that you said earlier, Tal.
Duke.
Dude.
When earlier?
Just a few moments ago before Jay's talk.
Oh no, I was just mostly saying I liked how we weren't doing any.
Riv said that he was keeping a careful eye on the picture.
Oh, that part. Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah.
He was keeping a very careful eye on where Kotora's data was going when Ragiri was siphoning it.
That's fair.
I will say, also, Asher, just as a final note, you feel a massive sense of like missing, like the data in this room. Seeing it is almost nauseating for you. With like, there was so many different pieces of different kinds of data in this room. Like it is a sensory overload for you, as there was just so much going on in this room that it is almost overwhelming you when you're trying to kind of look at it from that sense. Especially severing that connection and being so focused on that data, it feels like there was almost like 1,000 people in this room all crowding around you at the same time. It is a very almost sickening feeling to you.
Oof.
The villain tries to banter. We tell him surrender or else. He tries to banter more. The party says nothing and just goes into fight mode.
That is perfectly valid.
We
that
are
is
not
what we
anime.
That is where we will end it then.
I am just feeling very satisfied. Or vindicated, I think it would be the term. I did not trust this guy from the moment I met him.
Hey, you called it. Congratulations.
I did not like this guy either.
Yeah.
I also
Arcus
called it
started
that it
to
was this inn.
You did try to get into the back door of this inn from the very first session coming into this town. You did try getting directly into the back door of the inn, and I'm just sitting here knowing this entire time. I'm just waiting, and then Jay stops you, and I'm just continue.
Well,
Everybody kept stopping me, and I'm like, no, this is where it's at.
Okay, look, let's be realistic here. Let's say you went back there, and let's say you even explored the cellar. We also didn't know about the hidden door thing yet.
That was what was going to stop you, in all honesty. That was the first stop, in all honesty.
That was the first knowledge check. We didn't know there were hidden the second basements, so...
Yeah.
It would have depended on the role.
I
suspected hidden doors is a little bit far.
Well, Asher, he does tabletop.
Yeah.
Secret doors are everywhere.
Yeah.
Whether he actually succeeded on finding said secret door was another matter, but...
It would be I will say legitimately, that there is always that chance, and I am always prepared for that. Like I said, honestly, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up session today, just so we're not keeping all this in the VOD just for kicks.
Okay.
I want to be nice and dramatic.
So thank you everybody for joining us today for Data Anomaly Hunter's Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links to our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do these streams without your guys' support, whether it is financial or just with your time. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us over on Streamloots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Later, everyone.
Goodbye.